Here comes a big one! Wow, 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 wow. Oh! Hi. Hello. Hi. Let me switch. Hi gamers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ow, 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 ow. Hi, soul. Hi gamers, how's it going? Hello, hello everybody. Some of you got robbed of your logins towards the beginning of the stream. I've noticed this. I have seen this. It has been witnessed because I opened up Mix It Up, and Mix It Up said,
Welcome back, Conborg.
Thanks. I love being called a con. All the time. It's great. It's wonderful. I think it's amazing. Hello. I'm gonna try something to see if it fixes your login thing. So, it's preventing you guys from doing the login again because I set the cooldown to 1 per stream. If I turn off the cooldown and then turn it back on, perhaps this will reset the number. I have done this now. Those of you who got robbed at the beginning, which I believe was Cronus and Soul, do it again. Try it again, see if it works. If it lets you. There's a con in all of us. I don't think there needs to be. I don't think there needs to be. You can't do it? Okay, we're going to try this then. No, do not log in twice. Do not redeem. Let's try... Limit user per stream. Limit redemptions per stream. Like, total. Redemption cooldown. Okay. Here's what we do then. I will set it to not have a cooldown. No, I'll set to 2. I'll set to 2 for now. Oh, wait, and then, hold on. Let me try set it back to 1. How about now? Now, wait, Soul already logged in when it was set to 2. You motherfucker, I'm trying to test something. Okay, Cronus, let me know if it works to redeem it now. Woo! Okay, I'm going to assume by the fact that I don't see it that Cronus probably is not able to do it. This is my bold assumption, but usually my assumption is correct. So, I will simply set it to 2, and let Cronus just grab it through that. I wanted to test it to see if there's an easier way to do this so that it auto-resets the count for it. Apparently there isn't. So I'll just set it to 2. Cronus, you can grab your thing, and then we can move on from that bullshit. There you go. It's available for you to grab. Nobody else grab this. I will destroy you. I will destroy you if you grab this. Okay, if you're noticing I sound a little weird, it's because I'm a little sick after the con. Just a little bit. Not a lot of bit, just a little bit. This is... It was mostly just my throat. My throat felt very, very dry. And then eventually throughout the day, that went away. And then my nose got really cold. And now my nose is just a little stuffy. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and I was very tired, but that's mostly because the weekend was very fucking busy. So, happens. If you're wondering why I sound a little funny, that's why. If you hear any nose stuff going on, no, you didn't. All right, well, let us go on with some of the stuff. I don't know where to start here with this. Oh, wait, I should start by saying hi to people. Hold on. I should do streamer things. Hello, Cronus. Hi, Cronus. With the first redeem and the login, both of which were robbed from him in the Mix It Up. I mean, the first redeem does literally nothing except says in chat that you're first, so congrats. Wow, Christmas. Only a week away. Thank you so much for the sub, Cronus, for 10 months. That's 10 months a gamer. 10 months as a blue crab. Well, technically you guys didn't become blue crabs until like a couple months ago. But you know what? You guys were always little crabs in spirit. And then Soul with a 5-stream streak. You're streaking in my chat. That's 1 week, 1 away from 6, 2 away from 7. Soul. 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 Don't Kappa. Don't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. HR will hear about this. And then Shadow's confused at the concept of 6-7. That doesn't surprise me. You're supposed to be certifying nowhere of things. Well, Shadow apparently doesn't know about 6-7, so what are we going to do about that? We got to revoke Shadow's license as the knower of things, which might happen during the Higurashi quiz when we get to that. Which, by the way, we are meeting for book club this week still. Unless the sickness really, really gets me, which I don't think it will, but you never know. Let's see, what else? And then Andy showed up with 79 logins. Oh my god, what the heck? Welcome back, Conborg. Again, it makes it sound like I'm either a scammer or a literal convict. I don't think I like being called Conborg. I don't know. Did anything insane happen that I'll want to hang around and listen to? Or was the con chill? Because unless there's a whack story, I'm gonna go. Is everything gotta be drama with you? You need drama at the fucking convention? Is the fact that I talked to Yoko Kano and Natsu Hyuga not enough for you? Is that not enough for you? The fact that I saw a live Rakugo performance not enough for you? Am I not good enough for you? Is my fun time at one of the funnest anime conventions all year not enough for you? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's more that you don't provide endless audio because you take pauses, and I need something to block out the tinnitus. Andy needs their cocoa melon. I understand. Blood for the blood god. One thing that I will be able to try to do, if the space allows for it, and I don't know if it will, is when I did the Orin Host Club Entrance Exam Con, my team won, and I won a Spy Family puzzle kits, because they were just giving away a bunch of shit that they didn't want anymore, too. So I could do a puzzle, hand cam a puzzle, as I yap about things too, I guess. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I plugged in the SD card from my camera, and then I forgot to say, hey, you should, like, put a copy of all that shit onto my computer. You should do that. I forgot to tell it to do that. Let me do that now. Are these already separated by dates? Why is there a lot of folders in here? Are some of them empty? Yeah, some of them are empty. Okay. We just take these ones. If I take these ones, copy them, and then paste into a new folder over here that we're going to call AB 2026. And we see how long that process takes. It's just photos. It's a lot of photos, but... Alright, looks like it's going through pretty quick. There was a couple videos I took, but it wasn't too much. I don't think I'm going to bother showing off videos that I recorded. I think there is also some photos I took from my phone that I'll also want to send. Camera. Oh, fuck. I didn't take a photo of all of the fucking portfolio art yet. Shit. And I don't know if I could show off all of the portfolio art manually, because some of it might be a little SFW. Wait, I'll just look through it and take out all the ones that are SFW. I'll just do that. And then I can just show you guys with a hand cam. Hold up, hold everything, hold everything. How was your weekend, guys? How did you guys do? Did you guys do anything cool? I saw Coda. Coda's not here right now, I don't think. But people in the Discord server know what Coda fucking did. We don't have to talk about Chaplin. No, I do have to talk about it. God damn it! I do have to talk about it. I didn't expect in my VTubing career I would have to be considering whether or not I'm okay with certain types of fan art of me. I did not think it would be this quickly that I have to be considering these concepts. If at all. But, Coda, for some reason, at some point in the general chat, was talking, and, hold on, I'm trying to find the text. And Coda had said, I'm just at the con, and then while I'm waiting for something, I check the chat. And Coda says, I can't believe Wolfborg isn't IRL streaming the whole con experience. And then later said, last time I went to a con, there was a guy in a diaper. Hold on, I'm getting another art idea. And the next series of messages is me shouting, do not! Cease! I don't like these sentences together, Coda. Stop! And then I at Coda like 3 times. And then say, put the pencil down! And I foolishly thought that that was the end of it. Very foolishly thought that that was the end of it. But no! At fucking midnight! Coda's posting this shit in the fan art channel. It's like not just fucking me in a diaper. It's like focused on feet too. I hate you, Coda. And you got the Anime Boston logo all over it. I hate you. I hate you so much, Coda. I hate you. I hate you. This is when you plug your OnlyBorgs account to see the NSFW art. I can't believe Coda did this to me. I was like very happy with Coda's art of the Nobunaga's Ambition Borg. I was very happy with that. I was like, I can't wait to see it finished. Coda's really great at art. And then, you know, throughout this con, Yoko Kanno has reminded us several times. Yoko Kanno reminded us several times that many things can be used for good, such as music. Music can be used for good and inspire people. However, it can also be used for evil. And or for bad reasons that are not intended. So, for instance, I think in Yoko Kanno's case, she has said multiple times that she has gotten letters from people who said that their music inspired them to join the military. And she's like, I don't know if I like that. I hope that person is okay. And Coda has very clearly given us an example of this. Yes, I will have you assassinated. That one clip. This is a context to this meme. Okay, on my timeline, I posted this in the shitposting chat at some point in the server. The 2 dudes talking, and it's really good. Go check it out. I will have you assassinated. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so all the images on my camera are copied. Now we copy over all of the images from my phone that are relevant. I think it should just be these ones. I guess I'll copy over these as well. We share those to the Google Drive, and we hope that it actually works. I did not prep this ahead of time, unfortunately. Put these all in a new folder. Anime Boston 2026. Select. Boom. Upload. Alright, those are uploading. That'll be fine. I can unplug my thing here. Actually, I don't have to bother. Alright, I should go through my camera stuff to make sure there's not something that I don't want you guys to see. So let me just double check through this real quick. For the most part, I think all of these are fine. I pretty much didn't take any photos on day 0. There was a few cosplayers, but I don't think I felt like taking photos of them at the time. Taking photos of people at cons is usually a combination of finding cosplayers that you think look awesome and then hoping it doesn't look like they're too busy so that you can ask them, which is very unfortunate because many times people look like they are damn busy and you do not want to interrupt them. Okay, and then this one. That's all good. Oh, these photos came out better than I expected. You'll see them later. You'll see them later. I came a little too late for the Umineko cosplay meetup, or the When They Cry cosplay meetup this year. Very unfortunate. I did get to meet up with a few people from Dev Talk, which was very nice. We went to Cheesecake Factory, and then we occasionally ran into each other in at the con and the mall and stuff. Well, let me see here. Yeah, that one's good. And then that one should be good. Well, let me check out this one. Oh, I could flip that. Flip that. Alright, these ones, technically, I should... I mean, it's not a big deal. I censored them, but I'll take them out anyways. Boom. Okay, I think the photos are ready. The photos should be ready. Alright. And then the ones that I sent on Google Drive, let's find them. We'll call this one phone. Okay. All right, gamers. How am I going to do that? Do I show it on this scene or do we go to the game scene? I think we go to the game scene. They'll probably make this a little... Oh, I did not press the right button. Here we go. We go into here like this. Where's the chill music here? There you go. Yeah, we'll probably just do it like this. Okay. Now, the question is, how do I properly show them off? Do I just share my desktop? Maybe. How did I do this last time? Did I literally just... I'm pretty sure I literally just shared my whole screen and then went over it. Alright, so I mean, I guess we could just do that. Oh my god, I ruined everything. There we go. Alright, well, we got a bunch of photos of cosplayers. We actually don't need to go through the photos of cosplayers yet. We can go through the photos of cosplayers when we actually get there. Actually, wait, what am I doing then? Why are we in this scene? Let's go back to the chatting scene. Sorry, I did not plan this out thoroughly. Okay, alright. Here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to pull up my guidebook app. I have a bunch of things that happened written down, which we can yap about. Some of these, it says I went to. I don't remember going to some of them, but supposedly they happened. Supposedly. Allegedly. We'll find out about that. Alright, so Anime Boston 2026. I stayed at the Sheraton Hotel. For those of you who might not be aware, I do live in the Boston area. I just usually tend to go to the hotel during the event because it's just easier in a lot of ways. So I usually just do that. And then my life is just made easier by the fact that if I need to return all my stuff, I can just literally go upstairs and drop all my shit off and or pass out and or eat or order food there. It's very nice. It's very convenient. It's very sweet. And the Sheraton's pretty good. They gave me, so usually when you get the hotel block through for the con, they give you a random room when you get there. And I go there and she asks if I want a high floor or a low floor. And I'm like, I've never been asked this question in my life. I didn't know that I could pick this. I guess I'll go with the low floor because the high floors, when you get towards the end and go to check out, it takes forever because the high floors, it takes forever for you to leave the high floor to the low floor. And in many cases, they don't give you staircases to use instead. Because the stairs, after a certain point, are only used for emergency exits. Because they don't want people getting in that don't have a card for a room. So I said low floor. They gave me the 5th floor. And they gave me like a corner room, which was much bigger than any room they've ever given us there before, which surprised me. I was only by myself this year, so... And then I was given a room that could fit, like, easily multiple other people, which is a little weird, but, you know, it was nice. It was nice. I just wish I knew beforehand. I would have told more people that they could have stayed there. Fuck it, but that's just how it is. So the check-in was pretty simple, straightforward. We didn't have issues like we did a couple years ago with that. And then I went to go pick up my badge. They don't have names on the badges this year, by the way. They didn't have names on the badges. I think they're done with that. You can't get custom names on badges anymore there because they don't put names on badges anymore. So last year when they accidentally wrote Wolfborg, and everybody's been calling me that ever since, that's not a thing anymore. I'm no longer Wolfborg. I am free. I am unshackled from that traumatic event. Now I am okay to be my own legal VTuber name. Wolfborg. It's not Wolfblarg. Damn, your last legal name is Wolfbort. No. No. No, 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 no. So, also day 0, I spent the night watching Macross Plus for the first time because Yoko Kanno did the music for it. It's a 4-episode OVA. I'd never seen a Macross thing in my life. And it was actually pretty fucking cool. It's actually very, very cool. Half of it was about pilot romance drama, not drama. It was about like fighter jet romance drama with his old high school buddies, and then the other half is an AI celebrity named Sharon Apple slowly brainwashing the planet. Because why not? It's very cool. And because of that premise, the Yoko Kanno could do a whole bunch of interesting experimental things with the music that the AI idol was doing. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I liked it. I thought it was good. And I really liked the music from it. So I watched Macross Plus, then I went to Cheesecake Factory. I met up with Red Bard and Nan. We had a good time. I had... What did I have? I had the mac and cheese balls they had there, and then... What's my major? Oh, I think I said to myself, you know, every time I go to Cheesecake Factory, I always get the 4-cheese pasta. I always get the 4-cheese pasta. I should be a little adventurous. A little more daring with my attempt at an entree this time. So I got a cheeseburger. It was a very good cheeseburger. It was very, very good. Very adventurous, okay? Very, very adventurous. I know. So much risk involved in it. But it turned out okay. And then I had this celebration, the celebration cheesecake, which is basically just birthday cake, but much larger in cheesecake. It's good. It's good. It's really good. Macross Plus is a cautionary tale about holographic concerts with AI pop stars, was what I was saying the week before they announced the original Miku concert in LA back in 2011. Oh boy. Wolfburger, Cheeseborg, Wolfberg. We're getting a little closer to my actual name there. A little closer to my actual name towards the end. And that was pretty much day 0. It was just that. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I think I might have seen a few cosplays, but again, everybody was so busy, and sometimes I didn't have my camera at the time, so I just kind of ignored that. And waited to the actual start of things to take photos of things. I did, I think at some point, show a display of things to symbolize that the Anime Boston festivities have begun. Control F. Is it not Control F? It is Control F. There you go. You got the new game lanyard for the badge, which, by the way, almost didn't fit. It almost didn't fit. I brought my copy of the first volume of the Apothecary Diaries because I did win a slot for Natsuhyuga to sign it. And then this was the guidebook that the physical guidebook that they gave us for Anime Boston, which is always very nice quality. I always really like the quality that they make that. So, but yeah, as you can see from the badge, I mean, you can't say because my press part of it is covered. Usually in the past, they would just make the badge, but like the bottom part would say press. Now they've added an additional badge for the press, like a smaller thing up top for press. So that's there now. But the badge just says like weekend at the bottom to symbolize every weekend. There's no name. So, I mean, it probably makes the process a lot quicker and easier, so I don't really blame them for that. For doing that. I think it makes it a little less fun for some people, knowing that they can't put a custom name. But, fuck it. We'll take it. Please talk to me in my press sun again. Oh, also, I had a donut. I had a donut at some point. I had 2 donuts. 2 even. There you go. It was not Friday. It was Thursday. But it was Donut Friday in my heart. It was Donut Friday in my heart. And that counts for something, right? That counts for something. Okay, what else did we have here? Nothing else for day 0. Then we go to day 1. Now, day 1, I immediately run into... So, for the con, most of the time, I'm walking around in the Natsuki Subaru drip again from ReZero. And as soon as I got to the con, I'm pretty sure like 2 different ReZero characters found me immediately and wanted a photo. One of them you'll see later when I get to the ReZero cosplayer meetup, but the other one you can see right now. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Just to be clear before I show this, okay? If you are, for some reason, somebody who does not know what my actual face looks like since VTubing, despite me having a YouTube channel which very clearly shows my face, if you're somebody who cares about keeping that a mystery, look away for a bit, for this one, at least. I think I only show up in photos for this, and then some of the ones in the cosplay meetup. So if you're somebody who gives a shit about not knowing what I actually look like, look away. I don't really care in general if you know, though. So here you go. On the Subaru on the left, we got the newer Subaru drip here on the right. This dude was chill, and he had a Rem plush. So we got a photo together. Yeah, season 4. Season 4. Everybody was excited for season 4 from the ReZero group. They were all very, very... Who? I don't know. I don't know who this person is. This blue-haired creature in the middle. We don't know currently. We don't know. I've never heard of this person in my life. Rem who? What does that name mean? So, that was very chill to walk in and immediately see another Subaru. There was another cosplayer. Who... I think it was Roy? Yes, there was a Roy cosplayer who I didn't get a photo of on my end, but he took a selfie with me from his end, or he got somebody else to take the photo on his end. You'll see the Roy later on when we get to the cosplay meetup. I forgot, you haven't seen Season 3 yet, have you? I've seen, like, 7 episodes of Season 3. Something like that. I forget. No, I think I watched more than 7. It's just been a while, so I don't remember. I think I just have to rewatch Season 3. Regardless of how much I've seen. So... okay. I think that's all from the camera photo for that day for a while. All right. The official ReZero channel put out a 10th anniversary top 3 scenes compilation for season 1, 2, and 3. Oh boy. Oh boy. As well as announcing the #1 scene of those 9. Okay. I didn't know if you were typing out more, or if you're just leaving that vague. Yawn. We're not yawning, that's all? Okay. Okay, alright. Okay, cool. I have to check that out at some point. Alright. So, aside from meeting a couple other ReZero cosplayers, I'm walking around in my Subaru jacket and with my camera to take photos of cosplayers, potentially. And at some point in my walking around, vaguely heading towards potentially started panels, vaguely looking for cosplayers, I see somebody doing their own little video thing, similar to the videos I was doing before, except instead of cosplayer interviews, they were doing blind rankings of anime characters. Anime Boston staff was recording a guy who was holding up a bag full of a bunch of anime characters in front of like a board with Velcro on it, with like 5 slots available. And somebody would pull a character from it and have to place it in one of the 5 slots, and then they have to leave it there. They can't move the rankings around afterwards, and they have to do this for 5 characters. And I said to myself, oh, that seems pretty cool. Maybe I should try this out. So I get in line for it. I'm like 3rd in line for this. And this is not like a small thing. There's like a pretty sizable line forming behind me. It's like a pretty popular thing. I didn't realize. But I guess I got there early enough. So that was cool. So I got to do mine. And I did mine. And we'll talk more about that a little later. Just keep in mind that I did this thing. I did a blind ranking. I'm pretty sure the order of the blind ranking went, I drew Nico Robin from One Piece. And I'm like, I've never seen a One Piece before. Or I've read the manga a bit. I definitely did not meet Nico Robin yet. And the only thing I know about her is that she is very hot in some of the fan art I've seen. So I guess I'd give it a 3. I put her at a 3 on the scale. And then I think I got... What did I get? Did I get Guts immediately after? I got Guts at some point, and I'm like, it's Guts. He's going number 1. It's Guts from Berserk. It's fucking Guts. So we put him at number 1. I think I eventually got Nezuko from Demon Slayer. I'm like, I don't fuck with Demon Slayer at all. That shit puts me to sleep. We'll put this at the bottom. I'm pretty sure I put Nezuko at the 5. So the only slots available are 2 and 4. And I think it was like, I drew Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto. And my only slots are 2 or 4. And I'm just like, I've said like maybe 1 arc of Naruto in my life. And the only thing I know about Sasuke is the Itachi loving family that they got going on there. So I'm like, I don't know, give him a fucking 4. Put him at 4. And then I think the next one I get is Kid Buu, which I think is pretty good in 2nd place. So I put him in 2nd place. It was the only slot available anyways, but I like Kid Buu. So I went Guts, Kid Buu, Nico Robin, Sasuke, and Nezuko. That was the order that I ended up with through that process. Now again, keep this in mind for later. It will come back. It will come back. So I walk around some more. I take a couple photos of some cosplayers. We'll go over all the cosplay photos later. I end up in a panel about... What was the panel called? Rumik World? All about Rumiko Takahashi and all the different worlds and series that she's created. Got Maison Ikoku, Ranma 1/2. You got Inuyasha. You got Urusei Yatsura. Urusei Yatsura is very fun. I also like Maison Ikoku as well. I started that a while ago, and I thought it was very cool, and I wanted to go back and watch more of it. I liked it. But yeah, it was a lot of Anime Boston. One of the things it's the main draw of it, and one of the things I like the most about it is it's a very, very panel-focused con in that there's a lot of really, really interesting topics and fun panels that are constantly going on. Constantly. To a fault, because you'll look at the schedule and you'll be like, there's like 4 cool different panels happening at the same time, and I want to go to all of them, but I physically cannot. So I have to pick one of the 4 now. No, it's one of those type deals. And many of the times they all are educational, which I find very cool. There was quite a few I didn't get to go to that looked very interesting, like a doctor doing a panel on why anime protagonist moms are always fucking dying. Like, what they're dying from. You know, stuff like that is pretty cool. What else did we have? Oh, then I went for my autograph from Natsuhyuga. Do I have a photograph of my Natsuhyuga stuff? So Natsuhyuga, this is the author of the Apothecary Diaries, which I'm very new to the series, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I've been reading through the light novel, and then also watching the anime episodes that correspond with the light novel volumes that are chapters that I read eventually. Very interesting stuff. It is old school medical mysteries in a inspired by Chinese palace setting. It's not supposed to be in literal China, but it's very clearly inspired by those palace setups. And a lot of it can be fun. Some of it could be a little... I didn't know if a lot of the series was going to be a bunch of like betrayal drama, trying to fight for power, but I think that was influenced by watching Imberb and Takako playing Road to Empress recently. Very, very fun game. But that entire premise is trying not to die from being betrayed and or being caught doing stuff. So yeah, so Natsuhyuga does not want anybody to see what she looks like. So she's one of those manga authors that will show up to things in a mascot outfit. She has a mascot that she calls Uririn, which is a boar, a wild boar, a cutesy wild boar. Uririn. Let's see if I can find this. Save image. This is what they look like. It's very cute. It's very nice. And she is having a blast in this outfit, by the way. She's like wiggling around, dancing in it. She has a very fun time in the outfit. However, when she's doing autographs, she obviously can't be wearing all that. How's she going to sign with those paws? How's she going to sign like that? But she still doesn't want us to see what she looks like. So, what she did was she went up and went to these things wearing a like all black robe and then a fox mask, like half of a fox mask to cover the eyes. So interesting setup. But she also, from my impression, speaks pretty fast. And I think in a way, the way she speaks is how I imagine Mao Mao would speak. Is how I could best describe it. She just sounded like how I imagined she would speak when I was reading the light novel. Now, I know she has an actual voice actress in the anime, but when I was reading the light novel, the voice I associate with Mao Mao sounds exactly like the voice I heard from the author. So, anyways, I did get my autograph. Let's see if I can find my photo of it, which I know I eventually took. Bring my merch haul pics, probably. Here we go, yes. So, I brought my book, and she signed the book, and then also gave bonus stuff. So she signed the inner cover illustration that I wanted her to sign with the little cute boar symbol. They also gave us a little illustration card that you can see on the right side of it. And then a little Uridin fucking trading card. What the hell is this? Hold on, maybe the other photo has a better quality of it. Hold on. Maybe the other photo is just better quality for that. Kinda. That's a little trading card for Uridin. It's very nice. So I was very happy to get that sign. I did see in line when I was waiting, people brought the Japanese version of the Apothecary Diaries light novel to get signed. And I said, fuck, I should have done that. That actually would look so much cooler. Because the Japanese versions of light novels, I think, in general, look cooler than the English releases we eventually get. I was like, fuck. I need to keep that in mind to do that next time. So that was really cool. I think I had also mentioned to her during that meeting that I was very new to the Apothecary Diaries, but I really liked Mao Mao as a character. I thought she was very fun. And I've been having a great time reading it. No, but we didn't get to talk too much at that time. But that's fine, because I knew we were going to be doing the press stuff later. Later meaning the next day. Both my press interviews was the next day on Saturday. So, what else did we have then? So then I went to a panel called Living in the Database, which I think was all about anime, like fandom data deep dive. It was an anime fandom data deep dive, where these people from Carnegie Mellon University, I don't know how you say it, basically university students researchers who gathered like 20 years of anime data from various sites, like AniList and MyAnimeList and all of that. They've used this data for various data analysis stuff and made their own tool to allow people to ask it questions based on the data and see the results. And from what I understand, it's not some weird ChatGPT thing. It's like a very long series of SQL commands, which I think it even shows you all the SQL commands it runs when you ask it a question and it tries to answer it. It was very nice. They had us do a live demo eventually later on of the website, which I can't remember the link to offhand. Otherwise, I'd tell you it and you could check it out. But it happens. Maybe I'll find it later. One thing I wanted to bring up about this panel, though, was at around this time, you know, a couple days before this, AniList did their April Fool's prank. And their April Fool's prank was updating a bunch of the covers with horse-related memes instead, because of the year of the horse. Many of which resulted in Uma Musume edits and so on. It was a very fun time. And because I'm a part of the community mod team for that now, it was very interesting to see the results of that. It was very, very fun. But when I went to the panel, and they go to one slide that's just titled Horsing Around. And on this page is several covers from the AniList April Fool's prank. I forget which ones they were, like Death Note and something else. That was just in the slide. I was like, wait a minute, I know where those came from, but they didn't like acknowledge where they came from or talk about it at all. Guilty Crown? I don't know if anybody did Guilty Crown. I know they said they were going to eventually put all of those in its own gallery page, similar to like they did last year. So, you know, so eventually, if that's not up already, you should eventually be able to see everything from the April Fool's prank for this year, all in a nice cataloged gallery. Yeah, I thought it was funny that I saw that. I messaged the other mods about that, and they also thought it was funny. That also goes to show you how last minute some panel edits might end up being. That's just how it is, you know. I've heard tons of stories of people who only really don't even work on their slides until like the day or two before they're meant to present it. Cause fuck it, why not? They know the topic. They could just figure it out. Much like my streams. Much like my streams. Well, that was living in the database. Then I eventually did the Orin Academy entrance exam. Now, the Orin entrance exam was a very interesting panel. The panelist I think this was her first time running the panel. She very clearly was not expecting it to be as popular as it was. The room filled up very, very quickly. And the way that it worked is, it was basically like Jeopardy, but you got to work with your row as a team. So there's rows on the left side of the room, rows on the right side of the room. And she split off and said, okay, you're this team, this number, you know, team 1, team 2. I think we were like team 9. And some of the questions were far too tricky for most of the people. And the other thing is, we did not have buzzers. The way that we did it was, she told us, each of your teams have to pick a sound. You have to pick a sound effect, which you then have to shout. And the person at the end of your row will have them tell me what your team number is and what your sound effect is as I go through each of the rows. I was at the end of the row, so I had to do this. And my team, I'm talking to my team and I'm saying, okay guys, what do you want the sound effect to be? And they looked at me and said, Bazinga. I said, you're gonna do this to me. You're gonna do this to me. You're gonna make me say Bazinga. They said, yeah, just say Bazinga. Okay, fine. Some other team picks Bazinga before us.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Some other team picks Bazinga before us. So instead of choosing a different sound effect and save me from saying Bazinga, they instead told me, say Bazinga 2. Bazinga 2. And we have to say the full thing every time we want to answer a question. So, that's a bit annoying. Now, I'm like, okay, sure, fuck it, why not? So, Bazinga 2 is our team's dedicated sound effect for our buzzer. Now, because we don't have an actual buzzer, when oftentimes somebody would try to answer before the question is done being read. So she had to be like, no, let me finish the question, and then you guys can shout your sound effect and try to raise your hand or whatever. Anybody in the row can raise their hand for this and shout for this. And because she didn't have a buzzer to accurately tell her who said it first, she just mostly went based on vibes of what she thinks she might have seen and or heard first. Which oftentimes is like impossible to fucking tell. Because you have multiple people on one team that can also do the sound effect. And ours is Bazinga 2, which is longer than saying Bazinga. So there was a bit of an annoyance with that, where oftentimes somebody would accidentally do their sound effect before she was done reading the question, and then she was like, let me try it again, and then she reads the full question, then now everybody is shouting at the same time, waiting for that to end. Or oftentimes she'll be like, okay, I couldn't tell. Let me try this again. 3, 2, 1, and then everybody shouts like literally at the same time. It's like, okay, well, how are we supposed to determine this? And I think she eventually figured out, okay, if multiple people do it at the same time, I'll have them like, I'll tell them I'm picking a number 1 through whatever, and then see which team picks it first, or something like that. Something like that. So I don't know how you would logistically fix this in the future. I don't know if it would require a buzzer of some sorts for every row or what, but another thing to keep in mind, you are not docked points for getting it wrong. So you can just shout Bazinga 2 and then say whatever the fuck. I think somebody at some point said their sound effect, and then when she called on them, the guy was just like, I don't fucking know. I just wanted to be included. It was an Anime Speed Tune at Anime Boston. I don't know what that is, so maybe not. So I think I recorded the panel audio-wise. I did not export the audio yet, but the audio from that should have like some of the questions that you might be able to hear unless people shouted over them at the time. But some of the questions were like the first one that she chose for us before, because once things got started, then the last team that won could pick the next category. But before that, she picked her own, and she did the category that was all about Hattori Bisco herself. And the first question she asked us was, what was her debut manga? Not her breakthrough manga, her debut manga. Nobody said anything. I eventually said, Bazinga 2. Was it Millennium Snow? Because I was pretty sure I remember Millennium Snow being a thing from our book club talks. But no, that was not the debut manga. That was the breakthrough manga. The debut manga was a smaller thing that I don't remember at all. But nobody else got it, and I didn't get penalized for guessing it, so I tried. So the first question literally nobody got. And then I think afterwards we eventually got a question of, why does Renge like Kyoya? And then literally everybody raised their hands. And she just was like, literally all of you raised your hands at like pretty much the same time. I'm just going to give a point to literally everybody for this. You know, it happens. It happens. Other questions. At some point she asked, what is every member of the host club's zodiac sign? And I'm like, God, you gonna do this to me? I don't fucking know. Someone's a Virgo, probably. I don't know who. If you get one of the twins, you get the other twin right. Does that count? I don't know. I don't know what they are. I think someone at some point said, is Tamaki a Cancer? And I'm thinking in my head, there's a joke there somewhere. There's a joke there somewhere. Imagine if you got one of the twins wrong. Listen, that's fine. Hattori Bisco got the twins wrong at first, too. Hattori Bisco had to put patch notes in for their zodiac signs. There's a Gemini in there somewhere. That's probably the twins. I'm consulting Andy for this joke potential. I mean, the joke is obvious. Tamaki being Cancer. The joke there is obvious. I don't know if you know what Cancer is, Shadow, but... I'm trying to think of other questions that they asked us. One of them I got right. Myself. So, and it was, which character did Hattori Bisco say that would have been cut from the series entirely if the first chapter had to be 10 less pages? And I raise my hand, I say Bazinga 2, and I say Kyoya, my boy. Unfortunate. And it was correct. Nobody else got it. Several other people tried guessing a couple people beforehand. But I actually knew. I just didn't get a chance to answer before them because they kept trying and then saying things that obviously was not Kyoya. So eventually, through this, by the way, Team 1 in the first row has major unfair advantage compared to all the other rows. They have the advantage of, hey, we can literally get out of our seats and walk around and consult with our team because we actually have space to do that. Every other row did not have that. So they would have to take forever on their decisions because they could literally consult all of their team about this. And they were in first place up until the very end. At the very end, eventually we go to double check. Oh, by the way, there was a couple questions where she would ask us it and then realize she can't see the answer right now. And she doesn't have all the answers written on like a different thing that she can look at. And she can't remember the answer. So oftentimes she's like, okay, you give me the answer, but I don't know if it's correct or not. So I'm just going to show it, and we'll see what happens from there. And just pray that you get it right. That happened a couple times. But eventually we get through the questions, and we go into the double Jeopardy, which for those of you who aren't used to Jeopardy, I don't know how used to Jeopardy Shadow is. I don't know if Shadow knows the general rules of Jeopardy and how the show typically works. At the end, we have Double Jeopardy, which is a question is presented to all the teams. Usually on the show, they're writing down their answers to lock it in privately, and they're also writing down how much they're betting of all of their points. You can bet all of your points. You bet any or all of your points. And did I say Double Jeopardy? I guess I meant Final Jeopardy. Is that what it's called? Is it called Double Jeopardy or is it called Final Jeopardy at the end? I think it's called Final Jeopardy. No, I think it is Double Jeopardy. Is it? I know they have the daily double. It's Final Jeopardy? Okay. Okay, cool. So the question was... Double Jeopardy is a legal term? I see. So the question was... Here is a list... A very long list of outfit themes. Which 3 of these were not used in the anime? They might have been used in the manga, but not in the anime. So, there was a lot on there. There's like police uniforms. There's like, Greek. There was like pirates. There's a whole bunch of them. And I don't remember what the exact answer was, but all the teams we went through, they said which 3 that they're guessing and how many points they're betting before she revealed the answer. I forget what our 3 were, but our team was the only one to get it right. We got all 3 right, which means we fucking got that. And we bet just enough to be able to slide ahead past the first place row 1. We were absolute legends, clutching at the last second to win it all. And so I now have the highly coveted Orin Host Club exam entrance letter. That's it. I'm in there. I'm in. I'm trying to find the actual thing so I can read to you guys. I think I'll probably just open this image. Hold on, what's your message say? So, Chap, does this mean for the next book club quiz, you'll mail us a certificate if we win? Maybe. That would require a lot of logistics. And it would just me mailing something to Shadow every time. You want to mail something to fucking Canada? What the heck? Alright, it says April 3rd, 2026. Dear suffix and last name. We are pleased to inform you that you have been admitted to Orin Academy for the academic year 2026. Your exceptional academic achievements and dedication to your field of interest have truly distinguished you from a competitive pool of applicants. We believe that your unique talents and perspectives will greatly enrich our vibrant campus community and contribute to the diverse academic environment we strive to uphold. As a prospective student in high school, you will have access to a wide range of resources, including a distinguished faculty, extensive library of books, and outstanding student activities. We encourage you to take full advantage of these offerings, which will not only enhance your learning experience, but also prepare you for future endeavors. Additionally, you will find numerous extracurriculars and organizations that will allow you to pursue your passions and make meaningful connections. Please find enclosed your official admission documents, along with information on the next steps to secure your enrollment at Orin Academy. Should you have any questions or require further assistance, feel free to reach out to our admissions office at your convenience. We are excited to welcome you to our community and look forward to witnessing your achievements as you embark on this new chapter in your academic journey. Warm regards, your name, Chairman of the Board, Yuzuru Suo. So, yeah, I'm in there. I'm in. I made it into Orin. What are you guys doing with your life? Huh? What are you doing with your life? Okay, so yeah, basically, I am him now. Okay? I'm a god among men. Basically. So, along with this, she also just had a table of prizes, which was very clearly just a bunch of shit that she was trying to give away. There was a lot of DVDs that had nothing to do with anime. There was like Batman Begins in there. I just grabbed a Spy Family 300 puzzle piece thing, which I can attempt to do on stream as well, I assume. I don't know if I have the space for it, to be honest. But we can find out together as a family. Do I have a photo of the thing, though? Did I take a separate photo of the puzzle box? I probably didn't. Oh wait, maybe I did in the merch photos. Now, what am I doing? I'm like looking for this photo of this, but I could just turn on my camera and show you. Oh wait, no, I do have a photo of it. It looks like this. That's what it looks like. I don't know what the resulting... I don't know if this is supposed to be the resulting image. Or if it's like one of the images here. I don't know. How long do you think it'll take me to do a 300-piece puzzle? How difficult are puzzles? I think I could do it. I think I'm a god among men. Violently shaking you. And put this here. Studio mode. Wait. On. I have to set to video. I think is this one. And then this. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't actually plug it in to the HDMI of the computer. I should probably do that. Where's the cable? Where's the cable? Where? Did you guys take it? Did you steal fizzy lifting drinks? This is like not a cable that is easy to lose. It's like pretty bulky. And yet I can't find it. How's that even possible? Okay, here it is. One end goes into this part of the camera. Coda ate it, I believe it. One end goes into here. And the other end goes into here. All right. All right, let us see. Is it not going to work? Are you going to fight me on this? Are you going to fight me on this? You're going to do this to me? Deactivate. Activate. Bro. Okay, it works now. And then I can position it. Okay. I think that looks decent. Wait, I could also turn on this light to make it look a little nicer. Or not. That appears to not be working anymore. Probably because it's unplugged. Somehow. There you go. All right, let me see if I can get this working now. Well, oh my god, it takes the entire fucking background. Holy shit. What the heck? Also, you don't get to see me that much, okay? You don't get to see me that much. All right, hello. We have this thing. We have it. Hi. Let me put you like here because I know chat's gonna be underneath you, I guess. I can also just do this, I guess. Won't smack the forgers? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Violently shaking the whole family. 300 puzzle piece. And I am assuming poster included. Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. There's gonna be a poster in this. Ow, ow. And so it says 13.78 by 19.69 inches. probably going to be bigger than the space I have here on the table. But probably going to be a little bigger. Well, one way to find out. Let's open this up together as a family. Imagine if I opened it up and then something completely different was inside. Nice. There's the free poster that we get with this. A free poster. Free! Okay. Now... yeah, we're definitely not going to have enough room for all of this. No shot do we have the room for all of this. No shot. No way. Maybe if I move my keyboard out of here. My current setup makes it actually very difficult to move my keyboard out of here, though. A little annoying. This says project on it. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on it. Focus M. Project. We have an edge piece. This is how you do puzzles. You find all the edge pieces. I understand the strat. We're gamers here. We're gamers. Now, we can also tell which ones go on which side because we have the borders. We have the white borders. Eat the pieces. I have to. This reminds me. I want to get, eventually, the Millennium Puzzle thing that you can get and build. I want to do that on stream at some point. Where's all the edge pieces? Well, you are just already stuck together. Why? Dude, I found a bunch of edge pieces to start. None anymore. Here we go. Here's another one. Alright, so... that was the Orin Academy entrance exam. I thought it was very fun. Definitely has a few details they gotta work on to improve in the future iterations of the panel. But I thought it was very cool in concept. You could definitely apply the concept to more than just Orin. You could do a whole bunch of different shows. I thought it was very cool. I thought it was nice. Then I stumbled into the panel, the World of Natsuhyuga, which was her public panel in the Unirin cosplay outfit. Mostly Q&A. She did a couple Q&A type panels like that this weekend. She's just wiggling around in the outfit. She's just wiggling around, having a good time as Unirin. And then she will answer questions about Natsuhyuga as if she is not Natsuhyuga. Because, I mean, obviously, she's not. That's Unirin. Obviously. Oh my god. Are we in there? I don't think we're in there yet. Is this not? No, this is not. Fuck. Fuck. This blarg shit. Okay, another edge. Yeah, there wasn't too much with that other panel. It was a lot of question, answer stuff, and then I think I had to leave it early at some point because we were trying to, me and the Dev Talk people that met up together, we went to Cheesecake Factory. This was my second time going to Cheesecake Factory that week. But hey, listen, Cheesecake Factory is good, so... I think that time I did in fact get the 4-cheese pasta. I did not become adventurous to get another burger. The 4-cheese pasta. And then, for the cheesecake, I got the Oreo cheesecake instead. Which is very, very fucking good. Holy shit. They also, on the menu, they can't just write the word Oreo. They have to put it in the fancy, like, Oreo logo. Which is just the word Oreo, but, like, fancier. Okay, sorry about that. My mom got us a 1,000-piece Star Wars puzzle. Actual hell, half of the thing was just empty space. Eventually, you gotta get into the real puzzle gaming. You gotta get the, like, 1,000 piece pure white puzzle. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it. Then you know you're really gaming. Oh, wait. We have a corner piece here. We have a corner piece established. We have 2 corner pieces established so far. We're gaming. We're gaming so much right now. Holy shit. Wait. No? Do I not have it yet? Okay, we don't have it yet. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working our way through. Okay? Alright. And then, after Cheesecake, I briefly stopped by the ReZero cosplay meetup before eventually going to the Yoko Kanno panel. So now I can show you guys the ReZero stuff. Now, when I got there, there's not too many ReZero cosplayers there. Much like the Evangelion one I went to years ago, there's not many Evangelion cosplayers there as well. It's just unfortunate for some series. When I went to conventions last year in the Subaru jacket, I would eventually run into a couple other Subaru tracksuit bros, and we would immediately become best bros once we saw each other. But I did see one Emilia when I went to Asen last year. Was it Asen? I'm pretty sure it was Asen. Or no, maybe it was Anime Boston. And they wanted a photo with me because of the Subaru. And I thought that was very nice. Because this was like the first time I'd ever technically cosplayed. I don't know if I would consider it a full-on cosplay because I'm just wearing like a tracksuit jacket. I'm not like wearing a wig or anything. Oh, we take those. Which also surprised me because when I went to the ReZero cosplay thing, I was going there expecting to take pictures of other people. But because I showed up in the Subaru jacket, they wanted me in the photos. So like, ah, shit. Shit, I'm supposed to be taking photos of this stuff. Oh, no. But usually these meetups, people will either gather emails and or in that case, they set up a Discord. And then we could all just collaboratively share the photos that we all took. So I did not download all of the ones from them yet, but I'll probably find some of them here while we're on stream and show those off. It was a fun time. Let me show off some of the ones that I had, of it at least. I'll see now. This is where we get to, like, there's a lot. Okay, how do I have this set up for desktop stuff? If I were to show my desktop, will things be good? Will things be poggers? Will things be base? What's gonna happen here? Let's find out if I hit desktop. Boom! You see my desktop. Cool. Great. Amazing. Amazing. You got 2 Rems. You got a Ram. You get an Amelia. You get Biko. The Biko outfit, I think, looked really, really good, especially with some of the other photos that we go through. So you can go through these for a bit. This is the season 4. He was doing something on his side, the one on the left. But I obviously not get the right angle to do that from my side. So we got that going on. The Biko outfit. Very, very nice. Very nice. There you go. Then you got the Roy involved as well. And then the season 4 Subaru is all dead. There's one we eventually did of all the Subarus dead that I didn't get photos of myself because I was involved in it. Oh, they were trying to do the guy looking over shoulder at other girl and girl that he is with looking at him meme here. I don't think I got the best angle for it. Maybe this is a good... I think this is a good photo for it. But I look at this and I'm thinking, like, Rem is just also looking at Amelia and being like, damn, she really is all that, huh? And then we go to other cosplayers. We can go into the other cosplayers later. We'll go into the other cosplayers later. Welcome, Macaroni King. How's it going? So, then we go to the Yoko Kanno concerts. And before the concert starts, so we have to get there early so that we can wait in line for a long time to be seated properly. And I finally get my seat, and we're waiting for it to start, and they're doing a pre-show screening of clips and memes and such. And you remember that part earlier where I had mentioned doing a blind ranking? So they showed clips of that. And I don't mean like other people's clips or clips of that. I mean like I was there for several clips of it. I'm sitting there in the audience and then being like, what the fuck? That's me. Why am I here? This was like earlier today. You fuckers work so fast. What the hell? Several other people I know messaged me or told me afterwards. They said, we saw you at that. You were on there. And this wasn't the only fucking thing that they did that in, too. Somebody told me that they also showed that at the screening for Needy Girl Overdose. I'm like, what the fuck? So, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get a copy of that clip somewhere, but just know they did me fucking dirty. Because they didn't show the full context of the rankings. They just jumped around to people's stuff. So at some point you just see me giving Sasuke a 4, and the people in the audience going, aww, very upset with my decisions. They did me dirty with that. What the fuck? Yeah, so that happened. And then we get to the Yoko Kanno concert, which was very, very cool. It was very awesome. Obviously, had a lot of performances from Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, a lot of that. There was a lot of other tracks that I could tell were from Turn A Gundam, from the brief time I had listened to it. But many of the other tracks, I wasn't sure where they came from. There was one song at some point. What was it called? The Real House Blues? Real House Jazz Blues or something like that, where she wasn't singing it, nobody else was singing it. We, the audience, had to sing it. She was playing on the piano, and the lyrics were showing up on the screen behind her, and she was like conducting us to sing it. And I'm just, I don't go here. I don't know what this song is or how it sounds like, so I'm just depending on whatever the audience is going with for this. So we all sang that together. She also, so she's rocking out at first. I didn't take photos, of course, because they were going to be very upset with me if I even attempted that. They would have assassinated me in real time if I attempted that. So I was mostly just enjoying my time there. And Yoko Kanno was enjoying her time on stage, rocking out with one of those, like, keyboard guitars. And eventually they reveal that one of the things on stage is actually just a piano that's been covered, but it's a piano with like fur or like fuzzy material covering the top of it. It's like a fuzzy piano. And it's done like this to also perform a sort of light show on top of the piano as she's doing the piano performance, which was used comedically for one song with like a little chick or like bird or something hopping around. Which, from context of other things I was hearing, sounded like it was supposed to be a homage to some pets that Yoko Kanno probably had at some points. I wasn't entirely sure. It sort of felt like this was like a reference to like an old bird that Yoko Kanno might have owned. I wasn't sure. But it was very cute and fun. So I was like, oh, this is cute. This is interesting. What else? I mean, it was just a great performance all around. I had thought it was going to be 2 hours. I think it was only an hour. I think it was roughly just an hour, but the schedule had said 2 hours. So I didn't know what that was about. I was ready to sit there for 2 hours, but it ended earlier than I thought. Maybe they just wrote 2 hours because they didn't know what was going to delay the start of it, perhaps. But yeah, that was the Yoko Kanno concert. It was a great time. I'd never been to a concert at one of these events before, but I would recommend it. Because there, it's like very nice. I say very nice. They're like, you know, seats where you can actually see stuff, even if you're not dead in the center, at least. It's not like comfy, cozy seats, but like they're seats that like works to be able to see stuff. We take those. Oh wait, do we finally have a connection here? Hello? No? This is not it? Fuck. Fuck this game. What else? What else? Yoko Kanno concert, and then AMV contest? Yes. I eventually wandered to the AMV contest. Which, for those of you who have never been to a convention AMV contest, you should go to one. They are fun as hell. When you're going to the AMV contest, they show different categories that people submitted, and these are like the finalists of those categories. And typically what happens is you'll go there and they'll give you one of these babies, which is a list of all the categories and all the submissions, and then you vote together as a family on who you think won each of the categories. And then eventually, most of these cons eventually upload playlists of the full submissions and winners on YouTube later. And because these are all the finalists of it, you know you're in for some really, really great AMVs. So, there was 2 My Dress Up Darling AMVs, which eventually each won different awards. One of which had Iron Mouse on the song, and I didn't realize it until later because it did not sound like a song that in my head I would picture Iron Mouse singing. The song was like 1-800 by Baby No $, Baby No Money, BB No Money. I'd never heard of the song before, and then I checked. It's got like millions and millions of views. It's a good song though. But that AMV was My Dress Up Darling to that song, except it was her requesting to be dressed up as a bunch of different Pokemon. So it's a lot of different edits of those two as fucked up Pokemon. It was really great for the comedy category. It was very fun. That one was very cool. There was also Spy Family that was edited to be in the Annie trailer audio from 1982. Very fitting. That was very good. I think the one that won Best of Show was the vertical expression of a horizontal desire, which used the song Valkyrie by Battle Tapes, and then like 88 animes included in it, because there's a big like upbeat dancing thing, and they synchronized it to all the parts of the song to have the same dancing motions across like 20 different fucking shows. They put in so much effort and work into that edit. It is really good. It was so good. Also, the song has been stuck in my head since I heard it. That one and the 1-800 song. Or 1800, sorry. 1800, because that's how they were pronouncing it in the chorus. What others were good? Let's see. It's hard for me to remember off the top of my head some of them. I'm just looking through the list to see. Oh, one of them was, we saw the anime. May I ask one last request? Or one last favor? Which is about the girl who gets fed up with royalty betraying them and fucking her over, so she just starts punching motherfuckers. And they put clips of that edited over, you know those Everlast punching bags? It's clips from that anime edited over a trailer for a punching bag. It's very good. That one also stood out to me. There's always some really, really cool AMVs at the contest every year, so I would highly recommend checking out the playlist that they upload somewhere onto YouTube later. If you aren't able to go there. There was also an edit of Speed Racer to the trailer audio for Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. That was also very fun. And oh, there was a very, the second My Dress Up Darling one was like a sentimental one. So it was a lot of, I think the song, yes, the song was One Direction. What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. And it's just a lot of very, very cute expressions from Marin. And it reminded me how fucking cute that show was. And then I need to get back on it. Anyways, there you go. There's some yaps about the AMV contest. If you have never been to an AMV contest at a con before, you should check it out. They're really great. You get to see all these very cool AMVs on a big screen and a big crowd with nice sound. It's very cool. Okay, so AMV contest, and then I went to another panel late at night, Materia Girl, Women in Final Fantasy on screen and behind the scenes, which talked about a bunch of different Final Fantasy characters and Final Fantasy girls specifically, and their roles within the franchise, what they represent at the times for the social movements. Very interesting stuff. I did, at times when I was bored and or had nothing to do, I would wander into the arcade they had there. And these motherfuckers had so many Toho PCs set up that I eventually did end up playing Toho multiple times because there were so many, and they were often the only ones that were available to use. There was so many Toho things, so I played a bit of some Toho game while I was there. I think I was pretty good at the game too. I think I'm pretty good at Toho. I think. Granted, I was probably playing on the easiest difficulty, but we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. Here we go. There's an edge. Try to find all the edges. We're edging here. Come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, and then the last thing I did Friday, this was at like midnight. It was at like midnight. It was a panel called Terrorism in Anime, which was informative of many things. I don't know if it was very informative about terrorism in anime. Not yet, at least. It felt like this was run by a professor who was very clearly still working through how he wanted the class that he's building for this topic to be set up, in my opinion. It seemed like he was mostly running through the syllabus that he had vaguely written out before, and he's been working through the details of how the class is going to work later. Now, I don't know if this is just my misunderstanding of things, because maybe I walked in a little bit later than when it started or whatever. But oftentimes he was talking about things that had nothing to do with anime. He was just talking about, like, terrorist acts that actually happened in Japan, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. There was only a couple times where we were directly linking it, though, I think. Such as Ghost in the Shell. And Ghost in the Shell being connected to an incident where several sailors abducted and killed a man and then just confessed to doing it. They're just like, it had to be done. We did it. Our job got done. He also at some point got into an argument, a semi-argument, with somebody in the audience over the assassination of Shinzo Abe. Because he brought up the assassination of Shinzo Abe, and somebody in the crowd said, "Woo! And the guy's like, what do you mean woo? All things considered, he was pretty good prime minister. I'm like, are we gonna pause the panel to debate this right now with someone in the audience? I don't know. This was midnight too. I don't know if the guy was drunk or not. This is not to say that like he sounded like he was drunk. This was just like, it more so sounded like he was tired, which is very understandable given that it's midnight and your professor trying to give a lecture on some serious stuff to a bunch of guys that are here to be weebs. So I don't know. It was like all interesting stuff that I wouldn't mind hearing. I was just a little confused at times as to why we were going on rants about certain things and how we got to certain rants. It was pretty much my main thing. But it was all very interesting, the stories to hear. I did not know he talked about kamikaze pilots in World War II at some point, which again, I don't remember how this connected to anime. And he said those pilots weren't originally intended to die crashing their planes into things. They were intended to eject themselves safely out before setting the plane to crash into something. And they were doing this process because, at the time, either they did not have enough missiles, or the manufacturing of the missiles was like far more expensive, but they had plenty of planes. So they decided at some point that it was probably best to use the plane as a missile at times. And again, the pilots weren't originally intended to die in this process. However, it's one, kind of fucking tricky to safely eject yourself out of that without dying. And then two, many times if they did do that, they would just end up in like enemy territory where they'd be captured and probably horrible things happen to them. So many of them just did not want that. So, you know, that was the detail I did not know about that stuck with me, that I found interesting. But yeah, so that was terrorism in anime. That happened. And then I think that was it for that night. I think I went back to the hotel room and I ordered myself like 3 a.m. McDonald's. I think that's what happened eventually. Or maybe that was Saturday. No, I'm pretty sure that was... I think that was Friday. I ordered myself like nuggets and then a McFlurry. And then I left the McFlurry in the fridge and then had that when I woke up. A little breakfast McFlurry. Why not? Why not? And then Saturday. So I woke up, I wandered into the Beginner's Guide to Tokusatsu, which talked about Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, which I am new to Kamen Rider stuff. I've been being introduced to it slowly by both Obobo and through us watching Kuga and Rudy Server. So I've been exposed to Kamen Rider Double and Kamen Rider Kuga. I watched like half of both of these. The later half of Double and the early half of Kuga, because we're working through all of Kuga right now. They talked about Super Sentai, which Super Sentai stuff I never really looked into at all. But they sounded like they were all very depressed about some news about that, where it's been announced that it's going on hiatus for a long while. I guess. All I know about Kamen Rider is the small bites of info from my Rider fan friends. Dude, I have not seen Kamen Rider Wizard yet, but I've been shown fan art on my timeline of Kamen Rider Wizard. And I think Kamen Rider Wizard looks so damn cool. I want to watch Kamen Rider Wizard. I think that would be very fun. I did eventually in the art alley find fan art of Kamen Rider Double. So we get our Cyclone, Joker. We get all those memes. Which I can show that off later, hopefully. So that was Beginner Tokusatsu. Then the press stuff began. I went to the Natsu Hyuga press panel. Now, at this press panel, I've never been used to how Japanese guest press panels work at Anime Boston before. I'd only done it previously at Anime Central. Everything before that has always been an English guest. Or one of them has been an English guest. Or like a few of them have been an English guest. But not solely Japanese guests before, and never at Anime Boston for Japanese guests. So, the way it worked was we were told to submit questions prior for approval and to help with the translation. So we submitted, we were told we were only able to submit 3. But obviously I like to prepare extras in case we do have time and they do allow more questions. We get there, they wrote out all of the questions from all of the outlets in both English and the Japanese translations of them on a printed piece of paper and gave it to all of us. So we also had an interpreter that was just there to make sure we were able to facilitate the conversation properly. Of course. So that's, isn't that the one with the Santa? Oh, Kamen Rider Wizard? Yes. I saw that and I showed that to Obobo. And Obobo told me, just as a warning, because I know you're a Christmas fan, do not watch the Kamen Rider Christmas episodes by themselves. They are massive spoilers because they're like towards the end of the show. Do not watch those without watching the rest of the series first. You will get heavily spoiled on so much. I'm like, okay, damn. Christmas has to wait. Alright, fine. Fuck it. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember how the questions work with Natsuhiko. I asked 3 questions, and I got 3 answers. All the other outlets that were there, I think there was like Anime Herald. I don't remember off the top of my head the other ones, but there was like 3 other outlets there for that one. So I have the recording of that interview. That'll be up on the website eventually. What else was it? Oh, that one's also one where I was given information that I was, again, not sure if I should be able to publish. But I mean, it was a question I sent for approval. And they chose to answer it the way they did. So obviously, it's gotta be fine. It's gotta be fine, right? Again, I didn't expect Akio Watanabe when I interviewed him, for him to just, for me to be like, hey, so how's Megazone been? How's Megazone, that, I don't remember the numbers. How's Megazone's production been? He's like, yeah, that's been falling apart. I don't know what's going on with that. It's pretty much dead. Like, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for that. Well, I'm sorry that's happening, but also, I don't really know if anybody from that fandom has found that bit of the interview. Nor do I really know if that fandom is big, to be honest. I just thought that was particularly interesting because that had like a Kickstarter behind it. People like funded that. Anyways. So the Natsuhiko thing, you can find out more about that when that is published. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, she showed up for the press panel in the fox mask, by the way. Not in the Uridin cosplay, the fox mask. Oh, and then I went to a panel about starting a fucking manga publishing company, which was hosted by Manga Mavericks, I'd previously encountered them and learned about them from a past press panel I did for Leviathan, which they were at, but when I listened to my recording and I was trying to credit them, I could not tell what the person was saying that the outlet's name was. And then I think I showed it to Obobo, and Obobo said that it sounds like Manga Mavericks. And I was like, Manga Mavericks? Oh, this is a real place. And they were, outlet that writes a lot about manga. And then I think like a year or 2 later, they announced that they are going to be licensing and releasing manga now. Which is like, well, that's great. And this panel was all about them doing that. and how that process kind of starts and what interesting things you learn from doing that. So it was very cool, very informative. I think it was in the middle of this panel that I did get an email telling me I was waitlisted before for a Yoko Kanno autograph, but I got an email in the middle of this panel saying, hey, there's spots open right now. But I said to myself, this panel's very interesting, and I don't actually have any Yoko Kanno things for her to sign. I did buy, when I went to the Yoko Kanno concert, afterwards I bought a Yoko Kanno t-shirt, which I don't know where that is right now. Oh, I think I see it. Yeah. 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 There you go. Yoko Kanno. Very nice. Very, very nice. I wanted a 3X. They ran out of 3X, but this is a 2X, and it looked like it fit. So, we take those. I did not have this on me when I got the email, though. So, I was like, I have nothing really for her to sign, except for, like, I don't know, a blank piece of paper. Which, that's not that cool. So, I'll just skip out on that, I guess. Maybe some other year I can get an autograph from her. But the Manga Mavericks panel was very interesting. I got to learn a whole bunch of insight for where they got started. I talked to them a little bit afterwards to ask a couple questions of my own. To be like, you know, what is the... I think one of the questions I asked when I was in the audience was, you guys got started a lot... things were a lot easier for you guys when you began because you had already established a lot of connections in the manga industry with how much you guys were writing about manga. What do you say to people who don't have all those connections? What advice do you give for people to make connections like that? And I think he basically said you can usually just directly reach out to a lot of these industries or companies. They're pretty friendly for the most part and are usually willing to like talk with you about like how a lot of the process works directly, which is very interesting. They did also recommend obviously writing a lot about manga, similar to how they did, which definitely can't hurt. But basically, like as a way to show when they go to somebody, they like, you know what you're doing, and you can show that you know what you're talking about. You're not just a random somebody who's looking to make money off of some bullshit. So, what else was there with that one? Yeah, very informative. I'm very excited to listen back to the audio for that and learn more about that process, because that has been an interest of mine for many, many years, starting my own manga publishing thing. I think that would be very cool to try at some point. I'm not rushing into that anytime soon, though. It'd be very interesting. So, what was after that? Oh yeah, then there was another public panel for Natsuhyuga about the Apothecary Diaries in the Grand Ballroom, bigger room, for her to wiggle around in the Uririn outfit. I think I could show you a couple photos of that right now. One second. There you go. I was trying so hard to get a good photo of them on stage, and it looked like all the photos were shit. I think eventually they ended up okay. They also had announced during this panel, I think it was during this one, or maybe it was a different one, that all of the Apothecary Diaries is coming to audiobooks. So they're releasing audiobook versions of all this stuff. I believe this was also the panel where she was asked by audience members. They asked her, oh no, maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was a different one. But at some point she was asked, what's the blood types of Mao Mao and Jinchi? And she was like, never really thought of that before. Do you guys want to figure that out right now together? And then I think I think eventually it was like Mao Mao's type A, Jinshi's type B. I think that's where they settled on with that. But we just decided it there together as a family. Decided on canon info like that. Why not? By the way, if you ever see this lady as the interpreter on your stage at any anime convention, I don't remember what her name is, but if you ever see her on stage as the interpreter, you know you're going to be in for a fun time. She is great at her job. She has a blast doing it. And it's just always great. It's just always great. You know you're going to be in for a fun time if she was out there doing the interpreting. She's great. I don't remember her name, though. That's fucked up of me. I think I got a video at some point of her wiggling around, but I don't know where it is, so. What else? Oh, the When They Cry meets. I was very late for the When They Cry meets, so I only got a couple photos. One of a Battler and one of a Beatrice, I believe. Let's see here. There you go. 2 Battlers even. And a guy smiling behind them, I guess. And I was like, can I get one of you pointing? There you go. There's some pointing. And there's the Beatrice. Oh shit, this was some of the only Science Adventure cosplayers I saw. We got a fucking Okabe and a Yuta from Occultic 9. I did not expect the Occultic 9 cosplayers to show up. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And then we went to probably the funnest panel of the week, which was Kennedy, aka Red Bard's One Piece. I'm sorry, not just One Piece. Anime cookbooks. So she talks about several different officially licensed cookbooks for several animes that have been released and sold to the public. And this is the kind of shit it looks like in the end. Or as part of the process. So she talked about, I didn't take all the photos of it, and eventually her full panel of this is going to be up on YouTube. So you guys will be able to watch it eventually. She did talk a little bit about, there was a Naruto cookbook, there was a One Piece cookbook, which was the main focus later on, and then there was, oh, what was the other one? I don't remember what the third one was. Naruto, One Piece, and something else popular shonen, probably. I cannot remember off the top of my head. So. Oh, I think it was Persona. It was one of the Personas. I think it might have been Persona 4. Or 5, maybe. I don't remember. So it was one of the Personas. And she eventually focuses a lot on One Piece. And there's a part of the One Piece cookbook that tries to teach you how to make, you know, those images of the characters eating a comically large piece of meat on a big ass bone. It tries to tell you how to do it. And the first instruction of it was something like, make drumstick tulips. And her and a bunch of other friends that I know and have hung out with before, we're all going through this process of trying to follow the cookbook, and none of them knew what the fuck that was supposed to mean. What the hell is a drumstick tulip? It doesn't tell you how to make that. It just says make that as the first initial step of this. And eventually one of our friends, Sydney, showed up and was like, I got this. I think I got this. Step aside. And they eventually got it worked out with that bit. But, doesn't look great. And eventually the recipe called for you to just put in the middle of it a hard-boiled egg for like no reason. A hard-boiled egg is just there. There's no like binding thing for like the other side of the food later on that you're supposed to do. There's just a hard-boiled egg in the middle of all the meat. So when you bite into it, there's just a hard-boiled egg there for some reason. I don't know why. Nobody knows why. She said, when she started this whole rant, she said, when you think of the idea of the One Piece character eating a bunch of meat off a bone, what are you thinking this would look like in reality? Probably a meatball on a stick of some sort. Probably basically that. But instead, they've concocted this weird thing. And it's very, very traumatic. I think eventually she said there was an actual One Piece cafe somewhere on like the West Coast. And when you look at how they did this, they just basically did a meatball on a stick. That's all they did. Can you believe that? That's wild. So, very fun panel. She did another panel, but I didn't get a chance to go to it, I don't think. But maybe it'll be up on YouTube later. The cookbook one, if you get the chance to watch that, you should definitely go do it, though. It is a wild ride. Oh, and then I went to the Akane Banashi panel, the Akane Banashi screening. I missed the Needy Girl Overdose streaming because I was watching Yoko Kano. But Akane Banashi, for those of you who don't know, is a Shonen Jump or Viz Media thing. I think it's Shonen Jump. It was a Shonen series manga focused on a Rakugo performing daughter named Akane, who is trying to basically get revenge in the Rakugo industry for her dad who got fucked over for like weird reasons. But Rakugo, for those who don't know what Rakugo is, it is a style of Japanese storytelling, which is not necessarily always comedy. Usually it is comedic in some respects, but it's basically just very performative storytelling in a seated position, usually in front of an audience. You're like acting out a story as if you are all the characters yourself, which is very, very cool with how it's done. And so we got to watch the first episode of the anime together. We also eventually watched it in my Discord server as part of the seasonal premieres, which we started yesterday. I think it was a very strong start. It showed the background of her father and how her father was working hard to try to get promoted in the Rakugo world so that he could make more money for the family and be able to move on with his career more. And after he does his performance, him and everybody else who competed that year for promotions were all expelled for unclarified reasons. And then you jump to years later when Akane is basically gonna become big in the Rakugo world to avenge her father for getting fucked over like that for like no reason. So, oh my god, I think we finally got one. Oh my god, we got one. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Holy shit. No, we can't get another one. No, fuck. Holy shit. We're cooking. Can we get another one? We can't get another one. Oh! Oh! That's 3 of them? Holy shit. No. Okay. Now, at the Akane Banashi screening, we also got, after the screening of the episode, they showed us a live Rakugo performance by an actual Rakugo person who I guess is English or knows English. He was very, very fluent in English. His name was like Katsura Sunshine. And the guy was great. It was a great performance. It was great to experience Rakugo for the first time in person. I thought it was very fun. I would definitely go to a Rakugo show again, especially from that guy. He did a lot of very funny bits, incorporating the fact that we're here in the Boston area. Most of the people there don't know Japanese, or they only know snippets of Japanese, so he'll often do puns that are very easy to understand in that aspect, and then also explain the puns, which is great. He had quite a few story bits that were then called back to later. Like, there was a part of his many stories where he talked about how for many years he assumed that he had to eat the leaves of sakura mochi in order to truly appreciate the sakura mochi. And then eventually he found out later that most people just throw away the leaf when they go to eat it. He was like, I've been eating the fucking leaves for years. And then that comes back later when somebody says, you know, I've tried mochi before, and it's not really been my thing. It doesn't really taste like much. And he goes, dude, you gotta eat the leaves. You gotta eat the leaves. That's the strat. You're supposed to eat the leaves. Obviously. Duh. He did eventually go through a number of, or not a number of, well, it was like a story, and then there were stories within the story where he had like a group of people all meeting up drinking one night, and they were just telling random stories. I think it started with one guy being like, let's all have a conversation, gentlemen. And everyone's like, conversation? We talk all the time. What are we supposed to talk about now? He's like, oh, I don't know. We can pick a topic. Let's pick a topic together. He's like, oh, well, I don't know. What do you love the most? How about you, buddy? What do you love the most? And the one guy says, sake. I love sake. Number 3 on my list of things I like, sake. Number 2 is sake. Number 1 is bowls. Because bowls? How do we get to bowls? What's up with that? He's like, well, with the bowl, I can pour in a bunch of sake and drink it. So it's great. Okay, cool. We got the drinker. And what about you, buddy? What is your favorite thing in the world? And he goes, your wife. My wife? What? And then eventually he goes, like, what's the thing that you hate the most in the world? And he goes to that guy, and the guy goes, you. Oh, all right. Fair enough. There's a bunch of cool bits like that. He probably does it all better than me, too, by the way. They did eventually also get the producer of Akane Barashi on, like, a Zoom call. And then they had commentary between the Rakugo performer, the guy hosting the premiere, and then the producer. I think at some point the Rakugo performer had said, in the anime, they presented a whole thing about how the Rakugo performers had to compete in order to get promoted. But that's not usually what happens. You just kind of become promoted eventually if you do this long enough. Except, he said, I did the research on it, and it turned out there was one family that did do that for some reason. One Rakugo family or branch or whatever that did that. And this story is largely inspired by that family. So that was very interesting to hear. I didn't know about that. I would have just assumed that that's how that industry is, and I would have thought that that's weird that we promote people based on a contest for storytelling. But what do I know? And their livelihoods depend on it too, by the way. That's a little scary. But yeah, Akane Barashi is great. I would definitely recommend go check it out. The first episode, they're going to be uploading it all to YouTube. The first episode is available for free on YouTube right now. You should go check it out. It's good. I liked it. It was fun. And if you ever get a chance to see a live Rakugo performance, you should do it. They're fun as hell. Please do so. They're good. Now, at the Akane Barashi panel, there's another story I have to share. And that was, I have a side Twitter, which I mostly post on more than the main Twitter these days, because that's usually where I spam all my art retweets that I don't want to be spamming on the main Twitter. And I could do a bunch of yaps about whatever on there too. And so I have very few people who only know me from that side account. And it's mostly been because when I was reading through Fate, I would post screen caps of me reading through Fate, or during the Shirode sword meme posting. I think I retweeted a bunch of those, and then people followed back, I guess, or whatever from that. And one of the people from that time, I don't know if I should say their name on stream or whatever, like their username or whatever. If they listen to the stream, they'll know who I'm talking about them. But he's got like a Saber profile picture. And he DMs me at some point earlier in the day, but I don't see it until I'm going into the Akane Minashi screening. Because I go to check my messages because Twitter likes to just not show you if you got any DMs for one reason or another. And I open it up, and I see they messaged me at like 9 a.m. This is currently like 6 p.m., so I'm like, well, shit. I missed your message. I don't think it was... I think it was a little later than 6. Seba! I think it was a little later than 6. It might have been like 8 or something. Anyways, I responded to them saying, hey, sorry I didn't see your message earlier, but yeah, I'm also at Anime Boston, because they messaged me saying that, hey, you're at Anime Boston, right? I'm here too. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here too. You know, we should definitely meet up at some point if you're available. Sorry, I'm late in messaging. And he gets back to me saying, yeah, I'm just in the Akane Minashi screening now. And I'm literally like sat down for the fucking screening. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm fucking there too. And we meet up. We just both were at the panel at the same time. So we hung out together and we yapped a bit about Umineko and Fate, and other con stuff while we were waiting for the event to start. It was very, very cool being able to meet somebody who I only really knew from Twitter there, and also that if somebody I only really knew from Twitter from my side account, which is very funny to me. It was very, very funny to me. But they're very chill. They were very chill. It was nice hanging with them. I think we met up at some point the next day as well. Hung out. But yeah, that was very cool. And then what else did we do? Or what else did I do, I guess? Greg Ayres, Raw and Uncensored. Greg Ayres does this panel every year at Anime Boston, and it's always great. He doesn't want anybody to record it. Doesn't want anybody to take photos of it. I don't know what the rules are with us sharing the stories that he says at these, but he is a person with a very, very incredible life in many ways, a very exciting life, and he has a lot of stories to share, such as, for instance, the time he bought, the time he received like 20 dildos as gifts from people as a joke, and then he tried to set up like a dildo aquarium for his fish, not realizing that the material of the dildos is toxic to the fish, and so he killed all of his fish by putting dildos into it. Stories like that. You know, things like that will happen. I think the dildo story started with him being like, when I was young, somebody told me dildos are illegal in Texas. I'm like, they're illegal here? Well, I gotta get one now. I just gotta. So I like got one from some other state and then tried to smuggle it in. You're just like, yeah, badass. I have an illegal item now. It's a fucking dildo. So I won't share all the stories, but stories like that are there. Oh, did I also... Was it today or the next day? Oh, I completely skipped over one thing. At like 2 o'clock on Saturday, I went to the Yoko Kanno Q&A panel. The Q&A was like pre-prepared questions submitted from like online to Yoko Kanno. She had a fun time rolling around on the couch while she answered questions to the interpreter and the host. And I don't remember all the things she said, but many times she'd be asked, like, you know, how do you practice something? You know, what's your musical practice stuff? How do you... And she'd be like, I don't like to practice at all, really. It's not a thing that I do. Oh, okay, well, what sort of albums would you recommend to people? She's like, I don't really listen to albums. Oh, okay, well, like, you could ask her something like, what kind of movies do you like? She'd be like, I don't really watch movies. She just, seemingly, it was almost like she is like a musical genius that like just does not consume anything else and somehow is able to make these really cool connections through sound, despite having really not a lot of influences from other like things to draw from other than jazz stuff that she's really into. When asked, one of the big highlights was she was asked if you could collaborate with anyone in the world, who would it be? For like any project, be it a new one or an old one or whatever, who would you collab with? And she looked at the interpreter dead in the eyes and said, God. And she was being dead serious when she said this. People in the audience were laughing. She was serious about this. She was like, I would like to collaborate with God. I think it'd be very cool. I think it would be great. And if anyone could do it, I think it'd be her, honestly. I think she could do it. I would like to collaborate with God. This is not the last time that she mentions God in the weekend, by the way. She brings up God again several times in the press panel stuff later, which, you know, gives me the impression that she's a very much, at least now at this point in her life, a person of like high faith and that kind of stuff. And also struck me as somebody who's like, I don't really know what to do with my life currently. If you guys could give me advice for what to do with my life currently, that'd be cool. Because otherwise, I'm just going to wait for the answers from God. That was the impressions that I was getting. She didn't directly say all of that. That was kind of the impression that I was getting. Not in like a depressing manner, mind you. I know that might have sounded like that was depressing coming from me. But no, for her, she found it as more like an exciting adventure. Like that's how she made it sound. Like the whole time she's like rolling around, laughing, having a fun time on stage, answering these questions like this. You're like, I just think it'd be neat to collab with God. I just think it'd be cool. It'd be sick. So I was a little worried whether or not I'd make it in time to the Yoko Kanno press conference, because I had on my schedule a thing right before that, but I realized there's no way I could be late for it, because the thing I had to do before the press panel was the Yoko Kanno conversation panel that I was just at. So I just go from there to the press interview room, where I know she's also going to next. Great, cool. Now there, we did the same setup of, here's a bunch of the questions you guys submitted. Here's it printed out and translated already. However, we got plenty of time for you guys to ask more questions afterwards. So I got to ask more questions. I think the only one I fucked up on was the very, very final last question I did, where I started talking about how I had played Nobunaga's Ambition and I had watched Macross Plus. And I went on a little mini rant about like the differences in the music compared to them, because of how restrictive Nobunaga's Ambition had to be versus how experimental she could be on Macross Plus. Which would be a great lead up to a good follow-up question related to that. However, at the time, I blanked on what that follow-up question should be. So I think I had ended it by saying a different catch-all question that I usually ask, which is, given all of that, would you, if you were to send a message to your past self about your time in the industry, what would it say? And she thought about it for a bit. She said it was a difficult question to answer, but then her answer was just, I would tell myself, just relax. Just relax. Well, confused. So I think I fucked that question up by basically combining two different questions that I would have asked, and then picking the smaller, less interesting answerable one towards the end. I gotta stop asking that, man. I keep hoping one day somebody at one of the interviews will have an interesting answer for it, but most of the time they're just like, yeah, just, do your best and have fun with it and make more friends. So I gotta stop asking that question. Welcome back, Mr. Board. Thank you. So I think that was it for Saturday. because Greg Ayres panel, and then the next morning, Sunday's stuff is not too much because Sunday stuff ends at like 2 o'clock. Everything's like closing at around then, like 3 o'clock, whatever. So I went to Evangelion Hell. Oh, by the way, the night before that, I also did the same thing where I ordered McDonald's at like 1 or 3 a.m. and then had a McFlurry the next day. Got to have some nuggets in my room. And the next day, I start off the day by going to Evangelion Hell. I've never been to one of the Anime Hell panels before, but the way that it works is basically they take an anime topic of some sort, and they just show up a whole bunch of funny trailers, clips, memes, whatever, based on the topic. And this one was Evangelion Hell. So we did watch, I think, all of the anniversary clip that was going shorts that was going around recently. We watched a bit of that. We watched a bunch of very intense 3D CG fight scenes of Ava's and other things, and then it turned out it was all just an ad for a pachinko machine, because of course it was. Of course it was all just an ad for a pachinko machine. Why wouldn't it be? We saw a couple clips of Evangelion Petite, or whatever it was. Those were horrific. So that kind of panel was a very fun time. And then I think they showed a few different AMVs as well, which was nice. And then a few of the like old commercials. I think Sunday as well. I then later met up with after that I went to closing ceremony. So Sundays was when I went around and did my dealers hall, and then Artist Alley, buy all my shit. So I got a whole bunch of merch. We'll go through all the merch. So I bought a number of art books from the dealer's hall, and then the Artist Alley, I filled up a portfolio with art again. So we have a lot of that I can show off. What else? Before we move on to showing off the cosplay pics and then the merch stuff. Eventually me, Dan, and Kennedy, and another friend of ours went to Ichiban, which is a Japanese restaurant, a Korean restaurant? I forget. I think it was like a Japanese restaurant which also served Korean stuff nearby, I think. Which, we've been there before. It's very good. I had gyoza and I had katsudon. It was very nice. And then I got some bubble milk tea, bubble tea, whatever. I had an Oreo bubble tea thing, slush. Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with God. That was all fun. And then I went back to my place, and then I just chilled, I think. I don't remember if I did anything else. Sunday was pretty much nothing except a lot of shopping. A lot of shopping. A lot of buying a lot of art. A lot of that. Which, I'm mad at myself for always waiting until the very end to do that, because there's a lot of stuff that just sold out from a lot of the cool art that I would like at that time. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, as you can tell, we didn't make any progress on the puzzle. We connected these. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. Is this another? It's not another. Fuck. Fuck you. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. We're so in. Hold up. Hold up. Now we're gaming? We're fucking gaming? Hold up. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing the patterns. Come on. Yeah? No. Oh. Almost there. Another edge piece. I mean, that technically fits, but not correctly. It's not correct for what we want. Alright, well, we made progress there. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 300 pieces are connected. That's gotta count for something, right? That's gotta count for something. Is this also a thing? Yes, it is. Oh, shit. He is gaming. He is gaming. They always doubted his skills. Alright, let's show some cosplay pics. You guys want to see some cosplay pics? Alright. Boom. This guy wanted to take a while to set up his stuff. And then he was doing all sorts of attempts at poses. This was like my first cosplay pics of the con. I wanted to try a bunch of stuff. But I only took a couple pics of a couple of them. This, I did not expect to see Yume Nikki cosplayer here. Marotsuki. I did not expect to see a Yume Nikki cosplayer here. You can't see the like checkerboard of the shirt because she's covering her face, but that was cool to see out in the wild. That was very cool to see. Now you can see in the corner, there's some Sailor Moon cosplayers there. Well, don't you worry. I got them too. Don't you worry. They're right there. This was when I was in line for the blind ranking. She was ahead of me in the line. And also there is press. I don't know who this person is, though. This is the Rumiko Takahashi one. I took a photo of it because the cosplay and the little guy whose name I can't remember. There you go. This is a better photo. Very powerful, very inspiring. We get a sick... This is Cubone, right? This is the character... This is the Pokemon's name? Lum? Probably. Yeah, his name was probably Lum. This is a Cubone, right? This is Cubone? I like the ominous, in the back. Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! There's Mochi! Mochi the Rock! Half-life. Full life. Consequences. We got Diva. Represent. Finally. Hollow Knight. Is that the name of this character? Is this John Hollow Knight? Or does this have a different name? Is this John Hollow Knight? And then we have the Squid Game boys. There was a lot of Uma cosplayers. I never got a chance to take a photo of a bunch of them because they all looked very busy and I didn't want to interrupt. But I did get a couple. We got Taiki Shuffle, I think. And then the girl from Don to Don. I think her name was Momo. Very great outfit. This dude was walking around with music playing from his backpack. He was jamming. So this guy... So... I took a photo of him. He was very clearly there with her. This is like this girl's dad, I think. So I'm just seeing Joseph Joestar next to Chi from Chobits. I think the character's name was Chi. I don't remember at this point. Right now, off the top of my head. I'm tired. from Chobits. Basically the same franchise. Then we get some CC. Code Gayas. Dante. Dante. We'll get ourselves a Kirito and a Gon. Very nice. Very, very nice. These were waiting in line for the Orin exam as well, I believe. They were all waiting in line. I think at first it was only one of the girls, and then the other two showed up, and I was like, okay, great. Now I gotta get a photo of all of them. Now I gotta get a photo. Guy in the middle looks so uninterested. Or girl in the middle? I forget if it was a guy or a girl, but looks very, very tired and or uninterested. But I think they were having a fun time when we were taking the photos. Like, they were trying to determine what they wanted to do for it. This is a blurry-ass shot, because it's mostly focusing on the crowd. But, yeah, the Orin Academy entrance exam. Was this my... I liked the outfit, whatever it was. I just assumed it was my Valentine. But I wasn't entirely sure. Who's she have? Oh yeah, that's gotta be mine. That's Harpy Dragon. That's Harpy Dragon, right? It's gotta be mine. You get the Great Saiyaman and Videl. Shadow will learn all about the Great Saiyaman pretty soon once we're done with the Cell games. Great Saiyaman! Great Saiyaman is great, as they say. This is the little board that anybody can sign. I always take a photo of these and then forget to actually sign them myself. I always forget. This one just says, Yowie. PSA, all gacha is free, and so is the... What? I don't know what that is. Harpy's pet dragon, that's what it is. Zubat guy was here. Good to know. Oh, gacha's free, and so is the hentai. Oh, and somebody, like, censored it later, maybe. James, the soulless ginger laden, has arrived. Take estrogen. Play Yume Nikki. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I wonder if that was that cosplayer. Or Tokusatsu representation at Anime Boston 2026. Cool. Bring back the Idol Showcase. I agree. I heart Anime Boston. Have fun. Green combos only. Read. Lesbian something. Is this lesbian Fudanshis? Fujinshis? What is this? This looks like an F. Fujinshis? I don't know what a Fujinshi is. I know what a Dojinshi is. What's a Fujinshi? Read Chojin. Lesbian Fujoshis? There's no O. Oh wait, no, there is an O. You're right. You're right. I'm stupid. It is lesbian Fujoshis. I'm stupid. You're about anime in Boston. Oh, thank you, Anime Boston. Anime Boston? Because, you're about anime in Boston. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fujoshi Borg. Okay. Then we get a 2B. Very nice. And then we get to the ReZero cosplays. I already showed these off. I will also try to find some of the ones that I'm also in later on. Actually, maybe I could do that. I'll do that after we're done with the photos from this day. We have Market Basket Miku and a Raven from Teen Titans with a lightsaber that she said stopped working. But that's fine. I don't know what Raven was doing with the lightsaber anyways. We got Market Basket Miku. TM Opera. Umbreon? Kinda? What is this character's name again? Is it Jane Doe? Is it literally just Jane Doe from Zenless? I see a lot of art of her. We'll leave it at that. Okay. That was day 1. Oh, I forgot we saw the camera up on here. We don't need to see that stuff anymore for now. Okay. I will see if I can find the other photos of the ReZero meetup from the Discord. Some of the Subarus eventually did the stairs meme. If you know what the stairs meme is, the aura monster. Oh my god, this guy uploaded a whole ass thing. Alright, let's check this out. Or not. Hold on. Boom. There you go. There's this guy. He might have been the first one in a tracksuit that was there. And that's why he's all alone. Probably. Maybe. Very cool. Very cool. There's the Amelia. Very nice. With the victory pose. The 2 Rems fighting for the chain. There's 2 of whoever this character is. I don't know who this person is. There's Ram. With a Miku. Byakuya. Very nice shot. Very nice photo. Enhance. Enhance. On the little Byakuya Fumo. Yeah, Roy. This is Roy, right? I'm not getting mixed up. I'm pretty sure that's Roy. Pretty sure I know my character names. Here we go. The victory pose. I think this is around when I showed up. A little after this. No, I think it was still further behind. There you go, thumbs up. And then I showed up. Then I showed up here. And then I got blocked by this. But that's fine, because I think it was fucking up my victory pose. I'm supposed to shoot it straight up like this guy is. I'm not doing that. I'm like angling it a bit. I fucked up my victory pose. Don't look at me. Okay, this guy's got his victory going. This guy's got his victory going. This guy's victory all over the place. I'm fucking up. So go to this guy for blocking me with his powerful aura. Alright, the aura monster, if you will. There's a thumbs up. You can see my thumbs up. It's not getting blocked. That's good. It's good to hear. They're doing the heart and then thumbs up instead. Sweet. Presenting Byakuya. Presenting Byakuya. This is us all dead. Because why not? Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Heading off for the night. Take care, Blockborg. Thanks so much for hanging, Soul. I appreciate you. Do not perceive me fucking up my victory, but look how awkward that is. Why is he doing that? Why does he do that? Just put your hand straight up. Just put your hand straight up. Don't bend it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Literally all the other Subarus got it. Alright, then we're dead. Then we all died. Good riddance. And then we all had the group photo towards the end. The big group photo. A couple big group photos. A little step on you action. All the girls. Here we go. He's doing the thumb to himself as this guy's on his knees. Very nice shot of vehicle here. Damn, he must have done this later in like nicer setup. Or no, I think this is in the same location. You just set it up nicer with his camera setup. I think, maybe. I think that's what he did. Hard to tell. And then this was all the Season 4 Subarus dead. And then this is what they're doing, the looking over shoulder meme. And then another group, everybody there. Victory. And then, the Subarus freaking the fuck out. I'm freaking the fuck out over here. He's doing the victory pose. And then that's the end of their photos. Where's the Aura Monster one? Somebody posted Aura Monster. I will find the Aura Monster one. Here it is, I found it. I think this guy was this guy was the host of the meetup. The stairs. The fucking stairs. It's the stairs guy. Somebody at some point, I think I walked by a Demon Slayer cosplayer who saw my outfit and said, "Yo, you're the stairs guy, right?" And I'm like, is this Subaru's legacy? Is he to be forever known as the stairs guy? Is that what's happening here? I should have said, I didn't say it at the time to the Demon Slayer guy, but I should have said, "Yo, are you the guy who fights Michael Jackson?" I think that would have been a plus too. I think he would have appreciated it. I definitely don't think it's too long-winded to work nicely. I think it would have worked out. I think it would have been very funny. I think a lot of things. Okay, what else do we have here? So that was all the cosplay pics from day 1. Day 2. Boom. So I get the new board of signatures. Please play the Trails series. It's worth it. Get some nice little art. USA. This is Giorno? Is that what his name was? Giorno? Leon Kennedy tramp stamp. Wow, cool. Captain Kidd sucks in One Piece. Okay, cool. Oi, Mabu. Oi. Oi, Mabu. And this was a couple pics from the Manga Mavericks things to publish a manga. You need a license. You need management and localization staff. You need from For print books, someone knowledgeable about pre-press stuff. And then money. Money is important. Then they post a bunch of other stuff. I just took a bunch of photos for my reference later. We don't have to focus on those now. This was a huge group of all the evolutions. As like, I don't know if you consider the bunny girls or something else. But they were all there. And I think that this is fucking awesome. This is amazing. And then we did get some Umas. We did get some Umas. Eventually. And then some more of the Natsuhyuga thing. I think I showed off the Natsuhyuga thing already. We get some Kill la Kill. I could not tell, but she said this person was in a casual Satsuki outfit. She's just missing her weapon. I was like, sure, I'll take a photo of both of you. Fuck it. And then, yeah, we got Cloud and Tifa. Classic. The Umineko meetup I already showed off. Then we have Okabe and Yuta from fucking Occultic 9. I did not expect Occultic 9 cosplayers. I was very excited to see it. And that they have the setup for the radio. I was like, that's so cool. That's so fucking cool. And this is the cookbook one I showed off. And then we get Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Like Akane Banashi screening. Oh, we get some Fate Strange Fake before we end the day. Very great. Very happy to see it. Oh, then this was Katie, who I went to high school with. And Dakota, her boyfriend from, I forget where. I probably shouldn't say too on stream. I met up with them at some point a little bit after, I think, the Greg Ayres panel, and we hung out for a bit. It's very nice. So, that was day 2. How about day 3? All right, we have Lupin. There was a couple other Lupins, but I think I only took a picture of this guy. He looked very, very comfortable in the role. He looked like he definitely deserved it. Photo of the anime Boston, location, manner. More signatures. So many. I think they just continued it for the next day because Jordo's there. I see a crab or lobster. Bonk. All right. What else we got? Oh, yeah, we had a Kurisu. Kurisu Steins Gate I saw. I was like, hell yeah, how's it going? Happy to see it. There was a bunch of Mau Maus because of Natsuhyuga being there. But I only really got the chance to get a photo of these two. And I've only now just realized Jinchi has a fucking Coke in his hand. Why? Jinchi, you have a Coke in your hand. My immersion. Oh, I think I took a photo of them for their link later. Oh my god, my focus was all bad on this one. No, this photo was ruined. No, her outfit was so good too. My focus is so bad. Fuck. There you go. We got some Digimon. We got some Auron. Then you got Bunny Girl. Then we get, I think, the 2 types of bunnies. There you go. The 2 types of bunnies. Let me go back to that. What else do we have here? Oh, the next one's just a series of merch. Hold on. There might be some more cosplay photos in my camera roll. There was. We get Eggman with a big-ass plushie Metal Sonic. His master plan. And that's me. I'm there too. I'm also there. Why not? This is the only ReZero anything that they were selling in like the Artist Alley and dealer's room. It was the only thing. Alright, now we can go over the merch. It's merch time. So first I'll show you the general photo of things. And then I'll turn to the camera and then we can go through them together as a family. This is all of the merch, the big spread. Technically, there's 2 things not there that I did get, but that's because I don't think I could show them on twitch.tv. Big ass portfolio with all of the art that I bought. It's filled, and there's extras. The Orin Academy letter. This is an art book from a specific artist. A little bag. 8 volumes of Doki-chan. You get some mangas, you get some art books, you get a bunch of acrylic charms and such. A Kaiba plush, little Kaiba. I think it was the last of him. I was very happy to get it. So, let me move the puzzle pieces slightly. And we can go over this together. Alright, Anime Boston book. They make these guidebooks very, very nicely. Some map of places, very nice photos of stuff, like events and people hosting it, information of all the industry guests that are there. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. All the featured artists. Showcases all of it, and I like these. I like these a lot. There's an area at the back for autographs. If you need a place for people to sign things, that's there too. Very nice. And we get 8 volumes of Ganbare Doki-chan. I get my Yomu amazing art of the Office Lady variety. We love to see it. We love to see it. We'd love to not show its inner contents on twitch.television. Very, very great, though. Very, very great. Awuka. Awuka, as they say. They do say it often. We get a nice winter fit here. We'd love to see it. Then there's 2 things I can't show at all. I'm not going to show them. We're not going to talk about them. Then we get some art books. Dr. Mashirito's Ultimate Manga Techniques. I didn't read through this at all yet. I was like, this looks cool. Might be informative. I should buy this for research purposes of Dragon Ball and manga stuff. I think it'd be neat. I should get it. And so I did. And I didn't look at it yet, but it'll be very informative what I do. This one, I don't know if I should show the inner contents of, because the artist is nice. The artist is Ran9U, I think was her name. I bought a bunch of stuff from her. She signed all of it. and we talked for a bit about character designs and Blue Archive characters specifically, and we had a great time talking about that together. I had mentioned to them that I'm there as press, and her interpreter helped explain that it would be very cool in the future to potentially interview an artist like her. I think that would be a great opportunity in the future if we could. So maybe it'll happen one day. Maybe. But yeah, you get very nice art like this. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Some of these I'm not sure if I should show, so I guess I won't. Very, very, very good. Very great art. We had to get art book. My second set of art by Abek, the artist for the Sword Art Online light novels. Very great work, as usual. Look at all this shit. Look at it all. Look how amazing they are. Appreciate the art of Sword Art Online. Abek works very hard. One day I hope to achieve their style, and skill, and talent, and sexiness. Then we get Clamp. I did not open this yet. Maybe I should. Clamp. Holy shit, we are eating good with all of the Clamp art here. Hold on, I'll show you guys it. Look at all this. Holy motherfucking shit. Look how... I just accidentally turned off the camera. Look. 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 Oh. Oh, it's so good. So, amazing purchase. Amazing. Now this one, I don't know if I should show you guys. Pretty sure this is going to be... This is an art book, I believe primarily focused on Yomu, but I believe it has a number of other artists involved as well. But I believe it's like Yomu's characters maybe. Or it's focused on the theme of like, I don't know, tights? Miu tights or something like that. Like black tights. So I don't know if I can actually show you any of this. I didn't actually look at this yet. The answer is probably no. The answer is probably I can't show you it. But I will check to see. I mean, it's just focused on their tights, but sometimes they're like half naked, so I probably shouldn't show. Oh, I know this artist though. I know this artist. Oh, you can't see it yet. That artist. It's the one who does all the series of the girl eating a bunch of really nice looking food. I see art from them all the time. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different artists focus on women in black tights in various different situations. Inspired by Yomu, I guess, or hosted by Yomu. I forget. It's good. It's nice. And then I got this one, which I think Digi also has a copy of. I also don't think I can show you it. But I think this is more focused on robot and sci-fi type art. Oh, this is anthology manga. This is full color anthology manga stuff. And or full series? No, it's anthology. Okay, there's a bunch of different things in here. Holy shit. Maybe I can show you this. This is not what I expected at all from this. It was like... this. What is all that? That's cool. But then you get this. What's that about? What's all that about? All right. Those the art books. And we have books. Some of which I think are also art books, but smaller. What do we have here? Love Bullet. Did not open it yet. I almost accidentally bought the Japanese release. Almost. So you get Love Bullet. You get Himegasaki Sakurako is a hot mess. Looks a lot like a certain maid that we know. Looks a lot like a certain maid that we know. We'll just say that. We'll just say that. I don't think I should show most of this. But I am excited to check out the series. This is The Failure at God School. This is the other series by Natsuhyuga, which is the manga adaptation of it. But I believe this is where it started. I think it got a light novel later, but I think it started as a manga, unless Annulus is wrong. And this is my Apothecary Diaries with the stuff inside and the signature from Natsuhyuga. And then we get some art books here. These are some different OC fashion things for me to learn from and study. Yukina Artworks and Fashion Sketches. And then this is the latest release by Yomu. This is volume 3 of it. They didn't have volumes 1 or 2, but the guy convinced me to buy this as well, because I like Yomu's art. I told the guy I wanted Office Ladies. He said, well, here's another series by Yomu. It's not Office Ladies, but... So it's got like part light novel, part manga, I guess, or part text and part manga. I don't know if these are supposed to be interviews, maybe. I don't know what these are. But it does have very great art. Look at that. So, not sure exactly what this is. It says, it's a little late, but I've fallen in love with my childhood friend. It's got these two. And that's those. Now, I already showed off the Yoko Kanno shirt. I already showed that off. I'll show it off again in case you missed it. Yoko Kanno shirt. It's all fucked up right now. I showed it earlier, okay? You could rewind the fucking VOD to find it. Fuck you. In this bag, which was given to me by Ron9U. Very nice bag. We got other goodies. For example, we have the plushie Seto Kaiba. Draw your last pathetic card. We have him. Got my new game badge. A bunch of business cards. We'll ignore the business cards. Acrylic charms. We'll pull these out and we'll show these off. Kanebanashi button when I went to the screening. Very nice. And the rest is all business cards. Okay. So we have from Alien Stage, Suwa. It's got this variant of it as well. Very nice. We have Himmel, the hero, of course. Rest in peace. Himmel the hero. Rest in peace. We have, hey... I see Beatrice. Where's my battler? There's a battler that goes with this. Where's Battler? Where the hell's Battler? Hello? Where's Battler? Here's Battler. We got Beatrice and Battler. I was very surprised to find these. Very excited to find these. And you get a little Mau Mau. What does the other side of the Himmel look like? Ah, there you go. And then these are given to me by Shino. Look at that. Look at them. We love it. And that is all of the merch. Now we finish up by going through all of the art stuff. And then we can wrap up for tonight. Let me go get that, clear off the table a bit, and then we can go through that. I'm gonna put the puzzle away as well. I'm glad I was able to power through it and get the Yap stream done today, though, because otherwise I would have had to wait till like Saturday to do it. So I apologize for the nose situation going on here and the couple of times I've coughed, but we made it through. Eventually. We take those. There's one puzzle piece that's not in the box. I'll fix that later. All right, let me go get the art right here. I gotta go through it first, though. And, hide whatever is not good to show all of you. Can't show this one. I guess that one's fine. Kind of, maybe. A lot of bunny girls. I think bunny girls will be fine. You, I'm not sure about. You're not like naked, but I don't know if that's allowed. That's all fine. There's been like only 2 so far that I'm like a little nervous about showing. Yeah, okay, it's pretty much just like 2 of them. I could show them off on Twitter, but not here, I don't think. Alright, we'll take that one out. Huh? Okay, and then the other one was this one. We'll take this one out too. The other ones are a little up there, but I think we'll be fine. Sumi. Okay. This is art. I'm appreciating art. Ah! I just dropped a bunch of stuff. It's fine. I'll fix it later. Those will be fine. And these. Okay. Alright, we can show these off. If I can get the camera setup to look nice. Alright. Let's hope and pray. Okay. Now, obviously on this side it's going to be easy and make sense. But when we get to one that shows on the other side, it's going to be a little different. You're missing like half of this now. Yeah. That's a little tricky. So, let's try. Perhaps. Okay. Let's try this. Move the keyboard over to here. Move this further down. Move the mic. And then if I open this up, you still don't really see it. And then I move it in. You can more so see it, I guess. But it's not great. What if I move the camera out? I just clicked a button, and I hope it didn't do anything bad. Okay, we're good. Okay, put this over here. I do put this here, like this. What if I also put it a little higher up, and we just zoom it in if needed? We have to zoom it out a bit, just a tiny bit, like this, maybe. And then move the camera. Oh no, it's not gonna work because of the fucking PC behind it. I almost just dropped the whole fucking camera. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Alright. Ah! Things are happening. Put this here. Point it here. Where's the mouse? Okay. Move it down here. Okay. Did I turn the light off? That didn't help. Where's the light that's hitting it? Fuck. Like, I'll just do it like that. See this one, and then I'll move this. I'll do it like that. Best I can do right now. So we started with a nice looking Mal Mal. Wait, can I like... I can make this better if I do this. Do it like that. There you go. There's a Mal Mal. Turn this off too. No. Okay. Mal Mal. You get Lucy over here from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and Takumi from Persona 5, I believe. We get... Oh, you know what I realized? I cropped out the camera at some point. That would fix all my problems if I just undid that. Oh, not much. Alright, you're back. Cool. Trying to show off the art. As best as I can, give it the setup, I guess. Got Mau Mau. Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. You got Takemi from Persona 5. I think she's Persona 5. 2B, and I believe this is A2? A2? Maybe? Something like that. We get, this is an OC from, I believe, the artist that we just looked at. Crystal Sword Girl. Very cool, very badass. And you get Kamen Rider Double. Kamen Rider Double. Let me try sitting down, actually. That might be better. Then we can hear me. Kamen Rider. Cyclone. Yoka. Maximum Drive. You get some Uma NASCAR parodies here. Red Uma Racing. Get some Red Bull. We get Williams Formula 1 for fuck, why can't I remember her name? Why can't I remember her name? Oguri Cap. Oguri Cap. That's what it is. This is Gold Chip. As Marlboros. Here it's just Musume. Alright, we have Promare. A little Trigun. Trigun, maybe Stampede specifically. I don't know. We got Bunny Girl Senpai. As a literal bunny girl. Got some more great 2B art. I do not remember who they said this person was from or if they are an OC. Whoever they are, they looked amazing. I was like, I need to buy it. She looks hot. This one, I believe they did say was an OC. I think. I believe. The piano goes so hard. This is from Ron 9U, the one who I spoke with a lot, and she signed all of my art. So it's very nice of her. Very great art as well. Look at that. Look at the bits going on here. Look at the maid. Hold on, wait. Let me give you a better view of this one. Look at all that. And we got Apothecary Diaries. Very awesome shot. Many of them were offering gold foil versions of things, and I got a couple of them that had the gold foil. This is one of them. It costs a little extra. I don't really know if I care for the difference, but I guess it looks cool. Then we get some cool sci-fi art. And some more cool original art from them. I just knocked something down. I don't know what I knocked down. I knocked down. No clue what it was that I knocked. Oh, I see it. Okay. This is our only landscape shots that we got here, but they're very cool. The dragon at the back of the office building window shot, very awesome. The 3 monitor perspective, very cool. And then a motorcycle shot. It's hard to see from the camera angle here. Motorcycle shot, very cool. And you got Urara, Uma Musume. Hold up. And then we get Pandora Hearts. I don't think I mentioned this in the book club chat yet, but I did in fact find Pandora Hearts fan art in the year of our Lord 2026. We have Pandora Hearts fan art and Soul Eater as well from the same artist. I did not expect to see Pandora Hearts at all, but I did. I think the artist of this told me this character was from 2B Hero X, which I've never heard of before, but I really liked the art, so I thought it looked cool. Zenless Zone 0. This is Astra, I think. Astra? Yes, Astra. It says Astra right there. Astra's hot. I've never played the game, nor do I have any intention to, but I will continue to enjoy the characters in my own fucked up and evil way. Anyways, whoever this is also a good character, good art. She's eating a pizza. It's hard to see because my thing blocked, but there's a pizza there. She's eating the pizza. We got Bochi made. We got Asuna Blue Archive. There was another Asuna here. Much more explicit in the bunny outfit, so we're not gonna show that one. I took that one out. 02. I did not expect Darling in the Franxx fan art. Did not expect that, but I thought the art was amazing, so I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta get it. So we got 2B, 02, not 2B, 02. And then the Daiwa Scarlet. Look at the Daiwa. Look how fucking awesome she is. Number 1. This is a character from Wuthering Waves, maybe? And this is Narissa from Hololive, I think. Unless it's also a Wuthering Waves character, and I'm just getting them confused. Or maybe she's from Zenless Zone, I don't know. All I know is I would see them and be like, this is great art. This one... Why did I take this one out? What was this one? This one was... I don't remember. Hold on, let me check. Oh. This is a character whose name I don't know, but who I always see art of. And she was in a red swimsuit, which was very much not really covering much. Very nice art, though. I liked the rendering on it a lot. This one, okay, I bought this. I was like, great, this looks amazing. I'll buy it. Then, later on, I'm on my phone, and this fucking art comes up on my timeline. I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like I've seen this before. I literally bought it like an hour ago. And then somebody put it on my timeline again. That's awesome. Oh, we got Kill la Kill Bunny Girl. The only real ReZero thing I saw, which I think is cool. However, the quote is very long and not as cool because of that. But I mean, the quote is, I wish people who would say I'd rather die would actually die before they say it, so that they know how I feel. Now, it's cool in the context of what he has to go through. Very long-winded. Doesn't flow too well. But that same artist does amazing art in general. There's Afro Samurai. They get some Dragon Ball. Hell yeah. They had a very nice Pochita as different characters. There's like a bunch of Pochitas, and they were all different characters. That was sold out. This one, I don't know if this is an OC or what, but it's a very cool shot. This is actually multiple works from the creator, and I bought art from this creator before. They do a lot of really cool, fancy art things like those. My interpretation of all of them is they're all about some sort of interpersonal struggle, which is then like hyper accentuated in fantastical ways, which often include x-rays of the body. Very, very interesting, though. Very interesting. Okay, and then here is the Mega Man one, along with some other things behind it. Here's the Mega Man one that I saw. I'm assuming this is Battle Network. There's jack in, megaman.exe, transmit. That's what it says. So there you go, Shadow. There's your Mega Man. You waited all this time for Mega Man. And then there's more art behind it. Yeah, Precure. And bonus. I think this is a business card thing from there. Maybe it's just bonus art in general. I really like the Precure art. There's other art that I have from them, but it was too big for the pages, so we'll go over the bigger art later, right after these ones. And then these smaller ones. So we have that. Sailor Moon. They also are the ones that sold me the bag. Got this. Reina. The only other When They Cry merch that or art that we could see. The Summer Hikaru was there or something. The Summer Hikaru died. That series. This was here too. Very cool pixel art version. And from Danganronpa. That's those ones. Alright, let's go over the bigger ones. These were too big for the actual pages. Death Note. In the old Sailor Moon retro style. Very cool, very great. Actually Sailor Moon in the Sailor Moon style. Also very great. There was another half with the other cast, but I just wanted the main girls. Psyche. You get from the same artist as the Psyche, Reagan. Same money. And then there was another one which was an actual like art piece, but it's a naked lady with like demon wings on a bed. But it's an actual like art piece. He was selling it as a very cool like actual canvas you could buy. Like a painted canvas. But I was like, that's gonna be too big for me to want to step somewhere. Also, she got titties out, so I don't know if I want to do that. So yeah, we did it. That was all of that stuff as well. That was all of that. So, as usual, Anime Boston was incredible. I did not do the cosplayer interviews like I usually do, mostly because I didn't finish mine from last year. So, I will finish that eventually. And I had a note at the beginning saying this is from last year, not this year. Last year, not this year. And hopefully I get to do some cool things at Anime Central as well. We'll see how that goes when that happens. All right. Let me close this up. The portfolio. And we'll wrap up the stream. I'll clean things up. And hopefully fix my fucking nose. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you all. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did, as usual. And I will talk to you all later. Tomorrow, we're going to be watching at least Witch Hat Atelier in the Discord server. We might watch a couple other seasonals, but we're at least going to watch Witch Hat Atelier at some point before my Japanese lesson, probably. And Thursday, we got book club. We're talking about the eye-opening arc, the first half of the eye-opening arc of Higurashi When They Cry. Friday, I got game night with the boys. Saturday is probably going to be all anime seasonals, as well as Sunday. We're in the seasonal mode until we're done with all the seasonals. So, I appreciate all of you. I hope you all had a great time. Let's see who we could raid tonight. Who is out there? Let us see. Anybody I'm following that's chill, or should I just raid to somebody new? This person's doing Mahjong Soul, and it says Sword Art Online tourney. Maybe I should raid into them. But there's also Koragi, who is doing GTA 5. So many options. Alright, maybe. No, alright. I think let's say hi to Koragi, who is doing GTA 5. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to hang out. I appreciate you all. And I'll talk to you all later. Again, tomorrow is Witch Hat Atelier with the boys. And then Thursday is book club. Friday is game night, so I won't be here. And then Saturday, seasonals. So be prepared. All right, I appreciate you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Get out of here. Go. Go. Be gone. I changed my mind. We're not raiding Koragi. We're gonna raid, well, I had the thing up. Hold on. We're not raiding Koragi. We're gonna raid... I had them up. I hate everything. I hate everything. Where did it go? What the heck? Everything's done. We're gonna raid Ace. They're playing Poketopia. Say hi to Ace. Bye bye.